The usual drill. Y'all know what the deal is. Halo Scrims. I don't know about Shopify, but might be nice to watch some different teams for once, you know? Pog, let's freaking get it, Derek. How you doing, brother? Welcome. We got Luminon rank 2, Usubeni rank 3 in a head-to-head at 5 p.m. Eastern, by the way. So we got about a half an hour to kill. Should be fun. I'm hoping for observer POV. Descendant is down to have me in the lobby. It's just going to be up to everybody else. Usubeni has been pretty chill about having us in lobby. That hasn't been an issue. So I think there's a good chance we get an observer today. Should be hype. Clifton, Jiron, Flex, how we doing? Ray, Ralston Williams, what's up? Faraz, welcome. Mog versus Envor right now? That's happening right now? Oh shit. Yeah, nobody told me. So they are still together then. They're still. Is it just the Envor POV? I guess that team is okay. I guess what the rumor was that FaZe is dropped them or something. Like the org might not be picking them up, but the team itself is sticking. I've heard so many different rumors. I don't even, you know, like I don't know what's true. Halo Infinite Comp has been your favorite esport. Hope the next game it pops off. I agree. I agree, bro. It's my favorite too. I'm in a war zone, bro. I don't know how I'm alive. This music is loud. I have no idea what's happening with FaZe. Exactly, right? Should we watch Envor until the scrim? What's good, Drum? How you doing, brother? Welcome. So, okay, the focus is going to be Luminon Usubeni today. I didn't know that Envor's team... Wait. Envor's Coliseum, right? Oh, okay, that's Druck and everybody. That's actually kind of a hype scrim, too. I didn't know that was happening. Quick on the rotates. Thank you. Is there camo on me? Camo's on me. Too quick for my own good, right? I'm like off the map. Slightly input the G slide from Nest, and then you're off the map.
Successfully delivered.
Everybody's just tagging me, bro. It's good to see Coliseum practicing. I mean, it makes sense that they practice, but I just don't know if they're going to be attending the upcoming DreamHack event or what, you know? Bots are doing exceptional work just keeping me one shot, bro.
Active camo inbound. Bullets successfully delivered.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Active camo available. Exclamatory excitement.
There's no way. Only live, only on Twitch. I watched Lucid's latest video. Which one? Is it like the long 30-minute video talking about like the updates that he wants to make to the game? Because I didn't see the full thing. It's a lot to watch. It's interesting, but I'm more here for like the changes when they're made versus like hypotheticals about like how things should be. As far as I'm aware, that video didn't have like actual changes as much as a discussion about like why he wants to change certain things and what he wants to change. Let's go, Minnie. Thank you, bro. 4 viewers. Hope you had a great stream, brother. Welcome. Thank you, man. Got the scrim starting soon. If you're keeping it on in the background or whatever, I'm off the map. I'm not off the map. Luminon Usubeni should be fun. Both top 3 teams, right? And then we're gonna take a peek at Envor and see what he's up to. You don't believe FaZe dropped the team? You think he's trolling? He could be trolling. Hey, good to hear, bro. Hope you had a great grind, man. Thank you. The amount of dead slides I get on this Razer controller, I don't understand it. I feel like I don't normally get dead slides. But I've been getting them on this thing. Oh, sorry. I guess those are two Lucid questions. So I didn't see the full video. I do plan to stream the event on Sunday. Yes. We had fun watching it last time. The biggest issue was the delays, though. There was like hour-long delays sometimes, like very long delays, because I don't know if it was like Swiss format or something. Or I'm just hoping that it's, you know, a little bit smoother this time. But the matches themselves were fun to watch, and hopefully pros are participating. We had Trippy's team last time, and the Lucids should be good buddies with Trippy, right? So it'd be nice to see the pros split up into like 8s lobbies and form teams that don't exist, just for the sake of like things being interesting, you know? Like, let me see like SR with Luminon, Usubeni with FaZe or something, you know? Like, even though I know that not all those players are participating. Oh, less than an hour ago, he changed 2 maps, Argyle and Interference. Okay, cool, cool. And those will be in the tournament this Sunday, I assume, yeah? No, I didn't see that video. Are they good changes? I saw Argyle, he took like a wall out. A pretty significant, like where the PC area is. You can like get to it from down low in the hallway. It's kind of a cool adaptation. What? I'm just missing? I'm really like, that's really what's happening. Whoa. It's gonna fuck me up.
Vital signs not found.
Holy accuracy. What's up, Eli? How you doing, brother? Luminon Usubeni at 5 p.m. Eastern today. Should be fun. I think we got Observer as well, so I'm planning on, you know, full max passion casting. Should be a good time. You working today? Don't do it to me, bot. Don't do it. Bots are scary, I swear, bro. What? I bumped the wall? 6-minute video. That's good. The shorter videos are easier for us, right? I think that 30-minute one that he made was just hard to... And I think you recognize that too. It didn't really hit the algo right, you know? Versus like that saving Halo video was perfect. It's like 10 minutes. My plan to save Halo. It's just, that's the perfect clickbait and video link. Dead. Oh, I got lucky.
For you. Successfully delivered.
You don't see a dead slide there? That's so aggravating. It's like I'm G-sliding and I just don't move. I got no more repulse. Sure. I'm dead.
Successfully delivered.
Okay, cool. Might play a little. Wait for the lady to get off work. Nice. How's that been going, by the way? Thoughts on Legion beating Usubeni? 5-2. In what? In scrims? When did that happen? Like the other day, yeah? We didn't see it like last night or something? I don't know. Like Legion are good. They're working hard. They're improving. I still don't know where to rank them. Like until they, in like a proper tournament, start to beat those teams, I'm not gonna think too much about it, you know? Or if they start like consistently beating teams in scrims, maybe, you know? But it sounds like progress. And I think Legion is one of the teams that are like hungriest right now. Because this year isn't really that different for them compared to other years. She's awesome? That's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. Happy for you, Eli. It was cool seeing you both at Worlds.
Vital signs not found. Please remain calm. Active camo inbound.
Is that game... They only played game 1? They just started? Okay, after this, we'll watch. Should I try using the sniper? Try the sniper out? No slide there? I'm sticking with 477, yeah. But I still haven't even played ranked this season, bro. I played like 6 games. I keep playing bot challenge and then doing other things. A bot challenge. Like I just keep, you know, just shooting bots or playing like FFA with viewers. I don't get the same dopamine out of ranked these days.
Vital signs not found. Please remain calm.
That was not the flick I was looking for. What's up, Rubicon? Welcome, bro. Scrims at 5 p.m. Eastern, chat. Legion said they would change their PC set. Oh, they were on PC versus Xbox? Well, that doesn't really... Okay. That changes everything. I should have asked that question first. To more closely replicate Xbox, but they didn't do that. Okay, well, then there you go. That's another great indication of the power of PC. If you have 4 PCs versus 4 Xboxes, I mean... Or it was, what, 3 Xboxes? And I know Breaking Shot has his, like, settings changed on PC. I'm not sure if that's still the case. We could get a scrim that's, like, basically all Xbox between the 2 teams today. Although I got to figure out whether or not, you know, Descendant Precision. I know Trippy's on Xbox. I think Descendant is on Xbox, too.
S7 sniper available.
Got to figure it out from the team.
Active camo available. Please remain calm.
No way, I'm missing. FaZe coach. Who's FaZe's coach? FaZe coach. Eco's playing Xbox on Wi-Fi? Okay. It's like literally a battle of whose setup is more ass. Is that what we're trying to do, you know? Just want to let you guys know that we're playing on an Xbox One on dial-up. So if you win, just know that, like, you didn't really win. There's a YBR scrim, yes, but we probably won't get to watch it because I was not aware it was happening. And nobody reached out to me to say, hey, Shyway, you know, hop in the Observer. So we'll probably watch Envor until The Luminon Scrim starts, and we'll watch the Luminon Scrim today.
Double kill. 1 minute remaining. Triple kill. Killing spree.
Please remain calm.
Went up there. What in the hell?
Double kill. 30 seconds remaining.
Oh. Steals it, steals it, steals it.
Killing frenzy. 10 seconds.
Power item ordered. Successfully delivered.
Victory.
Can't spyway it? I mean, we can try. It's just not as ideal, you know? Stellur was live. He's not still live anymore, though, is he? Is Last Shot live? What's he doing? There's no scrims today?
I haven't found 3K subs on a tube.
Or we'll find
3K
out.
subs on a
No
tube.
scrim. No SR scrims today, Chad.
One long form video going.
Okay, we'll start with this. Just keep track of it through Envoy for a little bit, right? YBR versus... And then Luminon versus Usubeni. I'm gonna take the ranks out.
Jesse, we're playing Peace Under Me. By yourself.
The tricky thing is we just don't know how many people are on Xbox, how many people are on PC, and I have to keep like kind of reiterating that.
Top center cell, Stellur.
So this is definitely a PC POV. Like this is 1000%. Like he's not even changed. He hasn't changed anything. Stellur says he prefers the next Halo played on the upcoming Xbox, saying that Infinite was a settings skill gap. Yeah, I mean, like I think it's pretty clear that the controllers and all that, you know, the polling rate, the FOV, and just the pure customizability of Infinite with PC takes away from competitive integrity. I think that's like a pretty fair argument, right? Yeah. So I think if we had a system that like better unified things so that there wasn't so much variance between like peripherals and setups and whatnot, then it'd be the most competitive experience. I just don't know if that's possible, right? Like, yeah, you know, there's a new Xbox coming out, but like, I don't see why the league would limit the next Halo game to only being accessible on the new Xbox, you know? Like, in the end of the day, like, we got to move units and, you know, get more people playing, as many people playing competitive as possible. So the least barriers to entry, I think, is key for the sake of, like, popularity.
Flag captured.
Damn, that's a win on CTF Aqua Game 2, yeah?
Piggy, I'm not capping my frames because two of their players are not capping their frames. I'm not trying to play with a disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a literal war of settings. That's what this is, right? It's like, who wants to gimp first? And if you ain't gimping, I'm not gimping, right? And then I don't know who to trust. You know what I mean? Everything's just fucking, I don't know. Is Eco lying or not, right? Is Stellur on the PC with max settings? So what do you do, right? And then in the end, you might do yourself a disservice if you practice this way until the end of March, because when you finally get to the venue and you're on Xbox, you're like, oh shit, I didn't, you know.
I'm not gonna set it up, to be honest.
Not gonna set it up. So that would Envor not screw himself a little bit if he does go to DreamHack?
Play on like 128 like hertz and shit, bro. So like I'm not even gonna bother with that. But obviously, like I know like your team and all the other teams are gonna like sit there and do it. So I will be like playing on 250 polling rate with a 120 cap.
shoot themselves in the foot to play on max settings if they eventually go to DreamHack. Like I know that this Coliseum team didn't qualify, right? So I'm not really sure what the mindset is. Like I'm assuming they would want to attend if they got like a sponsor or something. That'd be nice to get them over. Oh my god.
Locate the hill.
Yeah, I mean, I think the mentality with Shopify makes sense to me right now. Is like Last Shot was saying he doesn't even care about Scrim scores. You know, like he knows he's on Xbox. He knows that they put themselves in a bit of a disadvantage. Whatever, right? Just so that it pays off when it counts in the tournament. And yeah, they happen to be winning too. So I don't know. I think kind of set expectations aside a little bit and just kind of do the best you can with the setup, even if you lose in the short term. You might benefit. That was kind of nasty at a soul snipe on the third peak. Either way, Scrim continues, chat. Max power PC or not. Even cap frames, PC isn't going to be... Yeah. If you cap it at 120, it's not going to be like Xbox. I do think that, like, set up the Xbox or maybe just, you know, play however you want to play. Because, what are we doing, right? If he has an Xbox, set it up. If he doesn't, then, I don't know. Trying to resemble Xbox on PC is probably still a different experience.
One more here. One shot. Nice. Here, I got Hilton for you.
Something like weird about the hill in his
Pizza
screen, bro. It's like, see like the glisten? There's like a shine on the outside of the hill.
Pizza weak. Pizza weak.
It's like kind of blinding.
The bottom center bound, bottom center bound, flanking, going right court. Right behind you, Jesse.
Well, I don't know who's on what, though, right? So Envoy is saying part of the reason why he's not making any adjustments is because he believes that their team is on PC without adjustments. Maybe not the whole team, but he's saying, like, you know, maybe he's referring to, like, Stellur and Sirion. Because I'm pretty sure both of those guys are a PC.
Back red, weak, Stellur.
Stellur was playing on PC earlier today on his Scrim. I don't know if his FPS was showing, but was he playing, like, full settings and matchmaking or what, right?
Translocator.
Or he was streaming earlier.
Enemy about to score.
He went red one, dude. Here, this a
The
little.
post contains the word Cabal or Lucifer. You might want to take a walk and touch some grass. Does that have to do with Stellar's post? He went live, so if you had questions for him, you probably could have asked him on his stream this morning. YBR coming out with hill number 1.
He's still there. Still wake up there.
He was capped at
Bottom center
120?
bound
Okay.
to red court.
Play some games with Elamite. Said he won't be streaming scrims. Elamite, is he the coach of YBR?
Alright,
He said Stellar won't be streaming scrims?
Just wait a second, Drew. Cargo weak, Zero.
That's dope if Elamite's still coaching the team.
Three pulls, Jesse. That. Pizza right now. Pizza good.
Gonna be better than Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, pizza.
Can you
still
apply VSync and then like
red wood.
try to make it feel more like, I don't know. It's just not ideal. And VSync it still wasn't quite like an Xbox. Okay, gotcha.
One shot, stop there.
Skeptical is the coach
Hey,
of
top of
YBR.
me.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, I saw him in PJ's chat. Skeptical. Okay. Let's go, Don. How we doing, brother? TGIF. Welcome, chat. My bad. I know we started with like a bit of a chill, just shooting bots, not really paying attention, but I'm ready to lock in. We got 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes till we figure out how to get in the Luminon lobby. So I'm gonna pivot off of this. Envoy is the only POV that's live for this right now. Let's go, Don.
That's just good Halo right there. That is just
Damn good Halo.
My God.
Love to see you, brother. Welcome back. Scrim Friday. 10 months. Killing it, Don. Thank you, bro.
Fucking card, dude.
What was Stellar's issue with Lucid's playing style? Stellar's issue with Lucid's playing style.
Here.
I mean, I don't know. It's not even really his play style as much as like
one shot.
they had kind of different. They saw the game in different ways, or they made different sort of decisions in specific scenarios, and weren't on the same page. Like weren't working off each other as much as they probably could have. I think Lucid was really stressing the process of like VOD review. I don't know what's happening. Right? Like making sure that they are reviewing their games and talking a lot about, you know, what went wrong and what they could work on. And I think Stellar felt that was like too much, or they were overthinking. Like the more that they review, the worse it got kind of mentality. I think they just kind of clashed in their approach to improvement.
One more, bottom blue wig.
You know, and then when it came to like moment-to-moment decision-making in game, they sort of had, you know,
I'm helping you.
made different decisions that conflicted instead of benefited each other.
Elbow, wig, Stellur.
Next Xbox probably won't have 240. Why though?
Bottom blue already.
The next Xbox is supposed to be more and more like a PC, right? So
Dead.
I feel like it definitely should go 240.
He's one shot.
Uncap the frames. 240 is like old news now, no? Because I feel like all the PC monitors they're coming out with are 400 plus.
Enemy team took the hill.
Here.
I think just more settings like that are like PC, where you can adjust like specific graphic settings and for the sake of performance, you know, as if you're on a PC. I think that type of thing would be dope for Xbox. Just, you know, a well-optimized machine with more flexibility than what we've seen with past consoles. Price point will be at least 1,000 USD. It better be 240. Yeah, I mean, right? Like if you're paying $1,000 for it, it's got to have some freaking capability.
Our items have arrived.
I don't know. Gaming, anything gaming is expensive now, though, isn't it? Right? Like if you want to buy a brand new game here in Canada, it's $100 for a new game now. Like fucking $99.99.
Sub one shot, guys.
It's kind of crazy. And that's if you just the vanilla version of the game. That's not the gold advanced, you know, extra downloadable bullshit version where it's like $129.99
Top tower, wait.
plus. Back in my day, yeah, when games were $60. A nickel. Honestly, N64 games were actually expensive. I remember them being expensive when they first came out. Like I think they were around like the $80 range for a little bit or something. Then eventually it went down, and then you would go to like a Blockbuster, and there'd be like a bargain bin. There'd be $5 games or whatever, you know, just like super cheap games in there. You'd sift through and then just occasionally find like a hidden gem you've never heard of, like Chameleon Twist 2 or some shit, you know?
Pizza to top middle, guys. He's running into P1. Oh. Nice. I'm looking cargo here. Okay. Here. I'm looking for eco here. Where are they? Bottom blue, Sirion, one shot.
Almost 5 p.m., so just, you know, I want to make sure I don't miss any opportunity to hop in the lobby for the scrim, especially if nobody's live, right? Is Trippy live? He'd be a good one to keep tabs on. Hi, Courtney. Welcome. How you doing? Miss renting games? I know, bro. Having a week to beat them and then taking them back? Yes. For like I swear it was like $5. Or it was like not expensive. And you would rent a game for a week, grind. I rented a Nintendo GameCube in like 2001 from Rogers, I think. It was like Blockbuster. And I got like Mario Kart and Godzilla and like all these random games before I eventually got the console. Yeah, it was like $5. Renting Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers for a month straight. Had to re-rent it every week. Damn, is that a good game? Star Fox 64 costed $55. Wait, new at Circuit City, like recently? Because those games are still expensive now, for sure, because they're like kind of collector's items. Star Fox 64 is goated, bro. That's an all-timer right there. Millhouse, how you doing, brother? Welcome. Lucid, Stellar, interesting dynamic there. I would imagine that VOD would probably be more beneficial than just playing more. Is this the wrong take? Yeah, everything's a balance, right? Like, VOD review has its benefits, but depending on how that VOD review goes and the types of conversations that are being had, sometimes they can like I feel like cause tension between teammates and lead to players maybe overthinking certain scenarios, right? So like there's definitely a limit and a balance to everything, and some things work better for some players and some teams more than others, you know? And I think there was just kind of a clash in their approach to improvement and their play style in game. Let's go, Courtney. Yes, we have 2 scrims. We got YBR and Collie that's tied, I think 1-1. And this game is tied too. They're about to cap it though. And then we've got Luminon starting shortly that we will be hopefully jumping in the lobby for. Simpsons Hit and Run. That's an incredible game, bro. If you guys haven't played Simpsons Hit and Run, it's like Grand Theft Auto but Simpsons. It was actually so good back in GameCube. And I don't think I was allowed to play Grand Theft Auto, or like I was like a Nintendo kid. So Grand Theft Auto is more like, you know, mature and whatnot. But Simpsons was You know, that was okay.
Cargo's open.
But it had the same, like, you could hijack the car and whatnot. Yeah, and just, like, terrorize the city, and they had, like, the missions. Best Simpsons game. I think it might be the best Simpsons game ever.
Top red, red skinny.
N64 wrestling games. I never got into those personally, but that's... I was more a Smash Bros guy, you know? Smash Bros 64. The days of Mario Kart DS on the bus with friends. Everyone is Shy Guy while I'm Dry Bones. Yeah, no, I was Dry Bones too. I was in Japanese school in grade 9 on Saturdays, grade 9 and grade 10, playing Mario Kart DS very competitively with the rest of the class under the table. And I get in trouble. I would get singled out for some reason. I think I typically do get singled out when it comes to like the teacher, you know, blaming a specific student for an activity that everybody's engaged in. I think I'm just louder and more obvious about it. 70 stream streak is insane, Courtney. You're a real one. I hope you know that. Let's go. Easy target, yeah. I don't know, man. I played Smash 64 Remix mod. No, I haven't. I played like Melee mods though, for sure. You know, like there's like a bunch of those. Is it good though? Best version of Smash. The random banger is Lego Star Wars Saga. I never owned it, but my cousin had it, and I would play that on 360 with him. That's pretty cool. Are you the first place streaker? You might be. That's a crazy sentence out of context, just gonna say, but yeah, you might be the best streaker we have in the chat, Courtney. We'll have to confirm. Boo Boo, Syrian, Envoy, they're all in a lobby together. This lobby, we have a lobby getting set up with Penguin, Sab, and Suppressed, which gives me the impression that there's another scrim happening with Penguin's team. Penguin don't like me in the lobby, so that might not be an option for us, right? I'm hoping that Descendants in a custom game right now. I'm hoping that we're okay for Luminon and Usubeni. Shopify supposedly are not scrimming unless they like got, you know, something got scheduled last minute. Have I been lifting? I'm looking fit. I appreciate it, Wicked. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I honestly have not been lifting any heavy weight at all. I've changed my diet and I've changed my approach to the gym. I did some arms, upper body today, but I'm doing a lot of core, like a lot of breathing and like abdominal flexing and just more awareness of my muscles and like my form and shit like that. I have a trainer. He's been very helpful, and I eat less food. I was eating a lot of food. I have barely 3 meals a day right now. I don't know if that's a good thing, or it's been better. I keep the protein up, but I'm not. You know, my relationship with food has been a little bit different recently. I'm thinking of actually trying like a proper fast. I don't know if I'd say I'm like fasting. I'm wondering if I should try like a you know, maybe 1 day first or something, but if I should go hard with it, like a 3-day fast, you know, like can I handle it? Could I achieve it? Ramadan. Yeah, that's true. My trainer was doing right. He did a 12-day fast for Ramadan, and then he stopped just the other day. I got beef with Penguin? No, Penguin said he's in Seattle, and he said he was on 78 ping in somebody's chat yesterday or whatever, and he just didn't want his ping to be worse because he's on West Coast. I'm thinking of like, if we somehow try again with Penguin, I'm thinking, would he be open to starting a game with me in the lobby? And then I quit, and then he starts another game with me not in the lobby. And if there's a significant difference as far as, like, ping, all good. I'm gone. But if there isn't, is he open to, like, trying it out, you know? Luminon are warming up for Scrims, so hopefully going to start soon. That's good to hear. Cool. Thank you, Pabs.
Sacks with camo, guys. Sacks with camo. Bound.
New 20-year-olds insane at the gym. No, but I do want to lift heavy. I just want to kind of rebuild and, like, better understand my body and my... Because, like, I was putting a lot of stress on my joints. Like, I wasn't properly lifting, you know? Like, I wasn't recruiting certain muscles that like my core, for example, that I should have been. And it leads to injury over time, you know? Even though, like, I think I'm relatively effective when it comes to form. But there's just certain things I wasn't aware of. So ideally what happens is I sort of like rework my approach, but then I build back up to heavyweights. Nothing crazy, but you know, heavier weights again. Probably not open to that because the ping in this game is kind of a lie anyways. Oh my God. So you're saying no matter what I do, I can't... There's no way to get through to Mr. Penguin. What kind of cardio are we getting into? I try to do 2 sessions of 30 minutes of like proper cardio, separate from, you know, just like walking. Like I walk like once a day, and I'll do like a 10 minute like warm up on the treadmill. But one thing I did a couple days ago is like 30 minutes of just running the whole time, and I'll vary up the speed. But I'm going from like sprint to like jog to walk to jog to sprint to jog, and just do it for like 30 minutes in like intervals essentially, and that's been intense and satisfying. I kind of like hurt something in my lower back though doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I think my body just wasn't ready for like the sprinting. I don't know.
I can't see where Camo went, dude.
But yeah, just trying to have like 2 solid cardio sessions in a week, and then also my steps separately. You know.
Top tower.
Get a jump rope? Yeah, jump rope's a solid idea.
Bottom one shot.
What's up, comics? How you doing, brother?
Bottom
Don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. Yeah, no, you're good. You'd be impressed. Penguin, how much money do you need, man? What do I got to do? I'm gonna build a relationship with his father. Wait. That sounds weird. I'm gonna befriend his dad, and his dad's gonna tell him, Penguin, what do you do? You know, you should let Shyway in your lobbies, right? That's what I gotta do. Yeah. I'm gonna play the long game, and then every time he doesn't let me in, his dad's gonna guilt trip him. Okay. If you don't sprint, you lose it. Yeah, no, if it's satisfying to like get some sprints in, right? Like I do think it's something that I've been neglecting, and I want to be like flexible. I want to have good energy. I want to have explosive energy. Like I want to feel like I'm, you know, have full control of and like just capability with my body holistically. Like I find the more muscles you gain, it looks amazing, but you're also carrying a lot of weight around, right? It's hard to be quick and like flexible, and so it's like I want to, you know, obviously I want to look muscular, but I've kind of just shifted my perspective on not wanting to be like, you know, big bodybuilder, like eating 3,000 calories, at least not right now, and just try to embrace the lean lifestyle for a little bit and see what I think, you know. Just VPN. Yeah, the VPN is not a terrible idea. We've talked about this a few times, and I still have to go ahead and look into that. His dad was chill. Yeah. His dad came in my chat the other day because we were talking about him versus Trippy as like what's going on? I think this is happening because I have the game open in the background chat. Him versus Trippy as like a narrative for the season or whatever. Penguin versus Trippy, and he's like, they're friends. Like he came in to like clarify, you know. And I'm like, I know. I'm just we need narratives. Okay. Like, is there beef, right? Running as hard on your knees. Thankfully, that hasn't been an issue for me yet. But you're right, it could be tough on joints. And again, it's like, you know, everything is a balance, right? I got to be disciplined and sort of strategic with how I approach it. I'm not just going to be sprinting on a daily basis, you know. He pays attention to what people say, but yeah, I'm sure, yeah. As a good father should. My mom definitely lurks in my own chat and sometimes comments, and I pretend that I don't notice it because it low-key checks me, but I do love her. But she does definitely lurk. 300. No, he's on PC. He's on PC. Sorry, the Luminon Scrim coming up should be an Xbox, or if not Xbox only, majority Xbox Scrim, the Luminon one. This Envor is not even trying to offset his settings here versus YBR.
Needle's weak in red subs.
Penguin versus Trippy is a close matchup. It's a good competitive matchup. There's history. You know. No, definitely not. Hopefully not, at least.
Jesse, I'm helping with you.
She don't need to see that.
there's a.
It's gonna be a brutal comeback right here if they can somehow pull it off.
Here, C plot again.
226 on the board as they try to take C, but they got numbers to collapse on that and reset it. So it's gonna be A. No, pipes. A spawns.
Here.
Now the boo-boo's dead. They're gonna spawn on top of each other.
I think it's only one, bro.
Yeah, depending on whether or not everybody's popped up. That's kind of a good call from Envor, right? Like, Boo-Boo split the spawners by being alive there, and the rest of them were goal behind Envor. YBR getting the map back.
Enemy team scored.
And with 20 seconds to close it out, it might be done and dusted. David Goggins entered the chat. Yeah, David Goggins is a different beast, bro. I'm not trying to get like David Goggins, you know, like that's, I don't even know. He's the kind of guy who's like a limit tester, you know, like you think you're about to die, nah, you're only like 40% of the way or some shit like that, you know, like when your brain thinks it's done, you actually, you know, haven't even unlocked your full potential. Like
I wonder
Goggins isn't fully human. Yeah, like
because yeah.
I'm also not like, you know, a Navy SEAL or had extensive military training or anything like that. Trying to be reasonable here. His legs were like not even working, Brett. Like he had like broken legs. He's like running on broken legs.
Yeah. I wasn't even like at like long. I was like bat ledge.
137 miles on broken toes. Like, yeah, probably. YBR getting informed?
I was like bat ledge, batteries, about to fucking fly to C plat. And then
YBR beat this team in the last online tournament. So, you know, on paper, I'd like to think they'd have the edge. Coliseum had potential, and they looked good in their first couple scrims with Envor, but I don't know how much they've been improving and how much work they've been putting in recently, considering they didn't
I was expecting like
qualify.
In the moment, like I like, got out of the red for a second, like waited, but there wasn't a guy there.
Feels like he's going to be a haggard old man. Is he not in his 50s, though, already, David Goggins? Like, I feel like he's doing a pretty good job of you know, looking good for his age. He's like, you know, lean and in relatively good shape, even though he's got like no cartilage in his knees or some shit. He's in a ton of pain, I'm sure, but like he's doing a good job at keeping it together. Chai's mom was in chat when last shot hit that over and he was talking about ED. Wait, what? He's talking about finasteride. How you doing, Dom? Like what you're hearing about health?
Here.
Don't need to fast the whole day. Something you do is too bad. Yeah, eating in a 6 to 8 hour window twice. Yeah, like eating in the morning and after 6 p.m. or something like that. Like certain window when the sun is down, you could eat or something like that, right? The sun is up, you don't eat. Kind of like the Ramadan strategy. Yeah, there's a lot of ways I could approach things, you know, like it.
I can help you with Stellur.
Anyway.
Table wig.
I think one thing that's easier to do when you're single is you don't go out as much. I'm not going out for dinners and buying Uber Eats. You know, I've been saving money there. So it's been a little bit easier for me to like just focus on food as, you know, sustenance and for my goals rather than like eating for pleasure, you know. Score cut off.
Mikey, I'm with you.
One collie. Yeah.
You can run it.
Or just C. I think I just put COL or did I put an I? 3-1. It's 3-1 right now. YBR. 1-0 for Boo Boo Doo Boo and team here on Collie. Eat at noon and then 6 p.m. Okay. That's an option too.
I'm playing elbow.
They've taken our flag. The enemy carrier has
Go to a track for interval sprinting. Yeah, I go to a freaking kind of a shitty gym. And they don't have a track. But that's a good idea.
Here, Taylor. It might be window.
I did have a girlfriend.
Here.
Yes, I have not been single before. Had to give up. No, I mean, I still was pursuing fitness. I think it was just harder for me to be dialed in with like my diet, right? Because I wanted to go out and on dates and things like that, and then, or like while we're together, it's easy for me to like kind of cheat on my plans a little bit, you know, when you're like chilling, watching Netflix, and then I don't know. I feel like we kind of influenced each other to
elbow one shot, Stellur, two guys there. Going trench.
Like
down.
I'm not like smoking weed. I'm not doing a lot of the things that I felt like I probably, you know, I did a little bit more often with my partner, you know. So it's like all of that is taking away from my want to like, or need to like eat for pleasure.
Yeah, I'm playing for him. Have rockets.
Just running the pavement doesn't cost a thing. Yeah, try coming here where everything is ice. Everything is freaking icy where I'm at outside. It's not ideal. I can't even be out in shoes because my shoes are gonna be disgusting in 10 minutes or less. The weather's not nice.
Not found. Our forces
Legion
have
Inconceivable is 1-1. Thank you for the
enemy
update.
flag. S7 sniper.
I was partaking? Yeah, I smoke, like, you know, I have a pretty,
S7 sniper available.
I'd like to think, relatively, like, responsible relationship with marijuana.
High.
I live in Toronto, bro. There's dispensaries, like, there's more dispensaries than there are Starbucks locations.
Couple one. Buff one in the pocket. Buff one, guys.
But it's just been, like, an evening thing for me. But I've stopped now. So, like, what I do is it's just Sunday. It's at the end of the week, in the evening. And then that's it. I just have, like, one day in the week. At least that's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. Where I smoke. And it's better when it's not daily. You know, the longer you kind of take a break in between, the more you appreciate it when you have it. The better the high is, you know.
Top rockets. We'll snipe one shot.
Weed. Yeah. I don't know, man. In my
Mike, I need you to look at back there.
in my 20s, I would argue that there was like
Table
benefits
Table one shot.
creatively, even with like gaming and focus and I don't know, just in a variety of ways. I felt like there were certain benefits to weed. But now in my mid 30s, I feel like those benefits have started to like disappear, or they're not as pronounced.
Nice.
And
I'm
I'm like less and less. It just seems less and less useful for me, you know, because that was always important for me. Is like I don't just get high just to like, I don't know, like I want to use it for something, like a performance enhancer, like to change the way I interact with an activity, not just to like be a potato. You grow your own, sure you could do that. You miss it? Yeah, I mean it is nice to do once in a while. It's a good win. Yeah, I've done all the different things. I don't know. I have pre-rolls. I have flower. I have I would do like a vape. You know, whatever. It's probably just those three though. I don't hit like I don't have like a bong or anything crazy. I'd roll something or I'd vape. Gonna be a potato at night anyway, so I might as well. So I've been trying to change that though. It's like nighttime is like for stretching and like alignment and breathing and meditation and things like that. Like trying to turn into an evening routine, right? Which actually weed can be helpful for sometimes because you get really connected with yourself, right? You can feel your muscles and your body more acutely, kind of, you know.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised not one of those guys got a base spawn, because a base spawn can happen in the game too. But I was like top cat our side, like staring down at like their trench.
Yeah, you can. Why is it such a surprise to people? Occasionally, yeah, I do. But what I've been saying is that I don't do it as much these days. No dabs. I've never tried a dab before.
I'm not gonna lie, that one is actually.
You're a dab guy. Fair enough. That sounds pretty powerful, effective.
I figured when like none of you guys like called out like where they were spawning at, like they had to be like hiding down there. They had to be.
Yeah, punching bag is a good, you know, source of physical activity for sure. First ever Xbox Scrim. They're in the lobby. Chat. Anybody in chat want to potentially help me out with Hype Train?
Yo, hello.
Bro's got the Xbox headset on.
That better? What's up, bro?
Sonic.
No,
Dad,
I
thank
don't
you
know
for the
why
gift.
it's that
good
bad
Halo
though.
right
when it's
there.
like
That is
It
just
doesn't make
damn
sense.
good Halo.
Halo.
My God.
Let's freaking get it. Welcome back. How you doing, Sonic? Not Ches. Welcome, not Ches.
It's like, yeah, it's just.
That is just good Halo right there. That is just damn good
Yeah,
Halo.
I
My
believe it.
God.
I definitely
How
believe
long?
it.
How long? However long I want him to be, Glee. It could be like 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I could spend half an hour. I don't know. There's no like set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like probably like you don't need any more than like.
Yo,
10
Shyway,
minutes.
yeah, you can join, bro. I just put it on open if you really want to.
Okay.
What do you guys want to play on? Or Cobra or Eagle? Cobra? Alright.
Damn, Trippy's on like a built-in Xbox live stream, like through the Xbox stream, you know? I'm pretty sure. I gotta change the titles.
Why does it do that, bro?
I'm just not sure if
Alright.
they're gonna move to Team 1 or not. Yeah, you can stream through Xbox directly. Yeah. Hip flexors, yes. I've been doing a little bit of that too, like
Yo,
hip
chat,
thrust,
is my stream
single
looking okay
leg.
now? Every time, so anytime I press my Xbox guy button and do anything, it'll freeze. It'll freeze for you guys.
I think also because I sit so long, right?
So.
Like I think that's one thing for a lot of us, honestly, is you're probably neglecting your hip strength and mobility because I sit for hours, right?
It's fine. All right, cool. Cause yeah, so anytime it's being weird,
So
or
I spend
freezing,
time
it's because
stretching
I'm,
and
like,
counteracting
hitting my
that when
guy
I'm
button.
not
It's not because
at my desk.
My stream's broken. It's because
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
doing something. Let's go, Asia. Let's go. Yeah, guys. Anytime the stream is tweaking, quote unquote,
Tweaking.
it's not actually tweaking. I'm just like I'm going into my guide button on my Xbox and doing something.
Crazy.
So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Let's go, Barbosa. With the gifted, the GOAT. Justin, let's get it, bro. Hashtag save Halo.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
goodness. Barbosa with the 5 gifted subs.
Justin, thank you so much for the 10, man.
Thank you,
I'll
brother.
keep
I
up the
appreciate
passion.
you, bro. If you guys just got a sub from Barbosa, be sure to thank this man. Let's go, baby.
W Barbosa.
Let's freaking go. W's in the chat. Let's go, bro. W Barbosa. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Is Sirion the one? You tell me, Verb. I feel like you got a finger on the pulse of this more than I do, brother. I think Sirion's got potential. We're still trying to figure it out, you know? Did I change team names? I haven't because I want to see who's on what side. Like it's looking like they're team 2, right? So I don't want to get it wrong.
Nooms with the gifted sub to Meshu.
Let's go,
Appreciate
JD.
you, bro. Thank
W.
you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, anything we can do to get a little hype train going for Trippy for the scrim? Colors are backwards. Okay, thank you. I'm going to take the YBR Coliseum out of the title, and we're just focused on Luminon.
Oh my goodness.
BJ! Let's go.
Let's go, bro. BJ with the 5 gifted subs. Let's go, bro. Yo, W's in the chat for BJ, bro. Thank you, man.
BJ's a long time go, bro.
BJ156, I appreciate you, dude. Let's go, bro. Thank you, W's. Yo, Brad, what's good, brother?
Runtime working right now. Just shows out. You got it, Karina.
Alrighty, boys. Ready?
Hip problems. Care because you're weak glutes and weak core. Yeah. So his muscles are wrecked from playing net. Okay. Doing rehab on your hips. Yeah, the biggest thing is just understanding where those imbalances lie and counteracting them as soon as you can, you know, before they get larger and more inflexible and more challenging, right? Like I'm sort of left-hand dominant, so my whole left side is different than my right side, and I use it in different ways. So just trying to like, just retrain my understanding and my approach to certain workouts so that I'm like removing the imbalances. Start to notice this more in my 30s, you know, even though it's always been a thing, I just didn't really pay attention to or care about it until now, you know? And then the result is like, I feel stronger, I feel more aware. It's like there's something very satisfying about it, right? Either way, chat, we're in the lobby. Big W. Colors are backwards. Colors are backwards. All right, let's fix that. Vermilion. It's loud, and I don't care. Love to see it. Trippy POV Xbox Scrims, baby. Come to terms with your mortality. You realize you're no longer invincible. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, right? I mean, I still feel like great though. Like you know what I mean? You're still in that sort of physical prime. I think at 34, you can be. You know, if you're focused and working hard at it. Kind of take everything that you've learned and things that you've neglected, you know, from your 20s, and you start to, and ideally become your best self at this period. That's what I'd like it to be. Anyway. Trippy just navigating angles. First minute of the game here, obviously Aqua CTF game 1, the scrim here, chat. Breaking shot with precision, he'll trade it, but Yak's in with a back smack from behind it. Let's go Yak. Yak here looking for flag opportunities with Descendant and nades. They're going to have to fight them off first to get some access. They're too dead already, though. It's going to be tricky here for Jackson. Yo, BJ, thank you so much. Got both APG, Little Gators, in the gifted. Let's go. Thank you, BJ. Love to see it, man. Big W. Yeah, they'll fend him off. Trippy with a pole in the meantime, trying to take it through bottom mid. He's got the support of Descendant as well here. My God, my bad. It's going to take me a second, chat. Trippy's this one. Trippy looking for a late cap on it. Acid has a pull. He'll get out of dodge for now. Where can Acid go? He ends up dying back in the base. Breaking shot here to try to save it. Precision on top of return. Precision might be the one to get the re and the flag cap. Got a friend off. Breaking shot here too. Breaking shot POV. Not going to be able to get a touch. Can he? It's likely going to be a cap. I think it's Descendant that plants it in. Now in the chase. Almost finds Piggy from down low. Talik with the cleanup. As you're feeling better than you did at 30. That's good to hear, right? Like, the fact that that's achievable is inspiring, man. That's how I you know, want it to be for me as well, is feel better than I did when I was younger. Man, he's just trapped in the center of it all. Jackson will get that kill. Breaking Shot's got the pull in the meanwhile time here. He's 7-4, top statter in the lobby. So I figured we should tune in. Camo's up as well. He'll drop the flag for camo control. I like this. Can he get it, though? 3v3 right now. That actually worked out. They're down in numbers, but Breaking Shot found his timing. Shot his way to pick it up, and then cut the angle to grab it. The issue is the flag. It's going to get returned. He doesn't have the numbers. He can't justify risking his camo. He'll just go for another one. Good 3-shot beatdown. Score is 0-0. We'll update it in a second as soon as the game finishes. This is game 1. YBR, we're playing their separate scrim. I'm probably going to delete that score if you guys want to check it out. Envor's live for it. We're going to focus Luminon Usi. Never too late to start, Glee. Never too late, bro. As long as you can freaking move your body. And even if you can't, there's always something you can do. I don't know. Damn, that was kind of nice. Acid with the no strafe, straight up jump, 5-shot on Trippy as they plant the flag in and tie the game. And now up to Breaking Shot and Jackson from center map here to keep the pressure up. Spawns in the back of the base here. Breaking Shot aware of it. They'll caught off guard a little bit by Descendant. Piggy might have the cleanup on it. Jackson supporting. Yeah, Piggy for down low gets the beat down. He's not farthest forward, but he's a bullet from death. Yak gonna have to keep him up here. And we might be able to find an angle of attack. Piggy somehow survives it. He's got Acid behind with the support who's diving in from up top. Good team coordination here out of Usubeni. Huge kill out of Piggy. Piggy turns back, hits the reaction in time. Just keeping his life here gives him a flag opportunity. And Jackson will play defense on the spawners in the meantime while Piggy gets the run. Can he hold them down? Acid off his spawn has coverage at P side here too. He's watching them cut off the map. Jackson doing the best that he can from the corner here with the help of Piggy as that flag goes through. Some beautiful coordination, bro. Usubeni. They keep all their numbers and they plant the flag until they all go 4 dead. Hold on. Immediate counter inbound here. Trippy's coming off spawn. Precision Talik will block the util side and back base to force fridge spawns. We can see it here. Talik running in front. I don't know if I agree. He had a thrust, so he brings it back. And I guess the objective is to bait the flag out bottom mid instead of the safe run out through util. Precision gets the collection. They'll go 2 dead here. He'll likely have to get some kills. Yep. Before they can guarantee another. We got Camo coming up here too. Precision needs to make a god play. Keeping Descendant alive. Piggy getting that with Camo here. Flag still out. We're going to get returned unless Trippy and team can do something about it. Huge stop. Trippy's got a G-slide at it. Trippy died. Thank you for the follow. My bad, I missed it. Literally so close. Freaking meters away. Could not get to it. It's looking like we'll see a re for a re with plenty of time on the clock. Piggy had the Camo. He still got it. He's in blue base here waiting for his opportunity. How are we going to get YBR versus Kali, Penguin, and Eco, or Anti-Observer? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, like, you know, if you got some sort of bribe you can set up for me, Verb. Want some company after the game? You got an hour to kill? Sure, Eli, if you want to come in. How would we do it? Do I Discord stream my POV to you and then we try to like commentate? Could be a fun way to get it done. Trippy with a save here off spawn. Or at least an attempt. Piggy immediately grabs the flag. He'll take it to the safe route on util. So keep him away from enemy fire. As he runs it, Talik's the only one who can cut it off here at pink. It's likely going in. Usubeni with the edge here, game 1. This team's surprisingly threatening, kind of regardless of who they play against. Shopify, you know, beat them convincingly the other day, but I feel like the games were competitive enough that anything could have happened. You know, oftentimes they had to, like, clutch up at the tail end as well, Shopify. As long as it doesn't interfere with stream performance. Yeah. No, I think the stream should be okay. We'll try it. We'll try to share it to you on Discord. Yeah. Because I'm just watching. I'm not. You know what I mean? Not playing the game. It should be okay. Hopefully it doesn't affect like ping or something, but who knows? Send an only one alive on the map to keep this flag in play. And yeah, it's gonna be difficult to do it. And they turn this into another pull. 17-13 for precision right now. Most kills in the lobby. Descendant at 13 here. Getting spacing out to fridge. They look for kills. And a pull. That's a good opener. Punting breaking shot weak at the pillar. That's 2 dead. Piggy gonna play back with Camo up. Should be a free Camo for Luminon. Unless Piggy hits god shots across the map here. Nice work. Just need to live and transfer this into a pull. Ash has been on fire year 5. 100%, man. I feel like he's been nasty for a long time. We just weren't aware of it, right? Because of his region and the teams he was on, maybe. And I think finally we're starting to recognize like what this kid's been capable of. Just trying to make an impact with his Camo. Trippy, a huge bait. Send it dead. I don't know if I like that movement, right? That jump out to the left when he saw 2 players gives him no real option to survive. Precision just waiting in the corner. Surprisingly impactful corner on the map. If you don't use it, you might want to take notes. I've seen a lot of players get away with kills just sitting in that damn corner. Nobody told me what was happening. What was happening? Did I see the... Oh, the college halo. Cool. 3 dead. That's big. Is anybody near the flag, though? Descendant farthest forward. Tali from the window. Going to G-slide it over to util. And fridge spawns and back base spawns guaranteed as they try to clean up the last one. Already overextending through P side. The one limitation with their setup is they don't have coverage in P2. So they don't get to slow them down on the rotate. This guy's out of play. It's going to be up to precision here with the defense. He's getting a little bit overwhelmed. They do cap it. Descendant now coming back from yellow. Might have a cleanup on something here. Or I guess he decides to stay alive on their side of the map. He's in trouble. He looks kind of screwed. Yep. While the chaos goes down, though, Trippy wastes no time getting back in util. Might be able to find another pole here with 2 minutes 30. The longer you live in the enemy base, the more of a nuisance you are. It's a very impactful play if you can just stay alive, even if you don't quite get the pole. Somebody's behind them off the audio. Yeah, not sure if he heard that audio cue, but that big indication right there. Somebody's on his door.
Enemy flag returned.
It's breaking shot with the flag. Huge 1v1 for him. He'll break us through car side. If they cap this, it might be over. Only 2 minutes to find that answer. Trippy with a shutdown. Descendant Talik working together to try to cut this off. Huge shots out of Talik. Finds the perfect 5 on Acid before he gets around the corner. Bit of a double dilemma. Talik's going to chase the flag down, but Descendant's looking for camo. He might be able to get out with it. He's getting tagged in the back here as well. Last second save out of Talik. I don't know how. Descendant lived with camo. And Talik made a hero play. Can he keep the game alive? He's a little preoccupied with Acid. He's got to make sure that they don't return that flag and cap their own. Can he touch it? Yeah, he's got eyes for that. Ooh, that puts him at a numbers disadvantage here. Gonna make it tricky for Talik. He gets deleted instantly. Precision top P2, whiffing beatdowns. And Trippy, he's just one man. What can he do? 4-2 now with a minute 20. 24 kills for Precision. Man is doing work. It's just not working out. Double for Trippy. On his way to the flag. It's not impossible, but not likely. Good fights, though. Bait and switch with the team here. Precision now going to take the brunt of the damage. Full shields. Well, Trippy from top mid finds the angle. Talik down low to fight with Acid. Actually earns his pick. Then dies. Scrappy. Very scrappy. Descendant looking for a pull opportunity. Trippy keeping breaking shot busy. That flag will go through util, or at least that's the objective. I don't know how they do this. They have to both plant a flag and then touch another in 40 seconds. Footwork at a Descendant not going to come through here. Precision on the touch. Talik watching him. But there's a player on car, and they weren't ready. Precision can't clean it up. Trippy off of P2. They're both in the same spot. That'll be a read. This game is over.
Enemy flag returned.
Usubeni, man. Usubeni looking icy. Watch Mr. Piggy here for the final 20 seconds. As they open up emphatically. Damn. Statement game. Acid with 29, by the way. 30 bomb on Descendant. He's going to find it. Oh, stolen by Yaxon. And that was his 30 bomb right there. 29-10, 24. Acid with a statement in game 1 in the scrim. What's good, Eternal? How you doing, brother? Score is 1-0 now, chat. 1-0. I'm going to replace the text. Uh, 1-0 for Usubeni. Want me to Discord you? Hello. Yo, Eli, what's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Pretty good. Just got home from work, chilling.
Enjoying the job?
Yeah. We just make a lot of esports content, and I think I told you some of my Smash videos have been popping off lately, so that's been exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. I didn't know there was like a new storyline with that Luigi player. It's always dope when like somebody new, somebody new jumps in.
There's also like a 14-year-old Donkey Kong player that's been destroying people as well.
14-year-old. Wait, why? It's kind of surprising to see kids getting into Melee still. You know, like that,
I know, right? Like
it wasn't even out when the kid was born, right? The game's like over. It's what, over 20 years old. Kind of crazy.
It is ridiculous.
Somebody's dad got him into it, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the best theory.
Yeah. Very cool though. You see the stream okay?
Yeah, it looks good on my end.
Okay.
Doesn't look like you're dropping frames. You're getting 600 frames in the lobby, bro.
No. Hold on a second. I think once the game gets started, I might not maintain that. Yeah, see how it just dropped to 400 now? But yeah.
I mean, 400 is still kind of insane, but
I'm not complaining. I'm I'm definitely not complaining. All right, so yeah, just bear with me here as I try to switch the right POVs and whatnot, but should be fun. Give us a shot. Hopefully what I see, because I'm watching the game itself, and then you're watching my Discord stream, so hopefully the delay isn't like too significant. But game 2 here, Trippy POV.
Yeah, I think this map's really interesting to me. I think this bottom middle route is so strong. You can just so quickly get behind enemies with flanks. And I think that Luminon is really good at that, so we'll see if they utilize that throughout this game.
Yeah, wait, are you a fan? I can't even talk. Are you a fan of this map, by the way? Just with the way it's played out competitively? I
think
find
this game mode's all right. I think Slayer's pretty bad.
Slayer, okay. Especially with the way the spawns are laid out, right? Like, it just seems like there's no space to do anything when you spawn on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Descendant.
You have very little options when you spawn like super deep at hotel or back. What's the bottom side? Yellow side.
Right.
You just don't have. A good team is going to know you're spawning there, and they're going to leave you no options to get out.
They just nade you. Yeah, you're screwed. The best you can do is like jiggle peek, because the spaces around it are so wide open that you've got no easy cover or finesse options. So it just seems very snowbally because of it more than other maps.
Look at this setup from Luminon. They're just a straight line through the center of the map, like precision, tackling red while Trippy holds down this blue side, and now they're just already in a natural pinch setup to push yellow. This is looking sick.
I feel like it works nicely because then they prioritize the high areas of the map on both sides, right? And then they force the enemy into the weaker spawns like we just talked about. Whether you're spawning hotel or bottom yellow, like you've got limited options on both sides of the map. So that seems like the strat, if anything, right? It's just about keeping it alive.
That's like a perfect transition from Hill 1 to Hill 2, the way they played that.
Yep. Precision literally just corner camping in the back here until he finds an opportunity off his team. Distraction. He'll do exactly that. 5 on acid, or at least a double, and then shot control.
Honestly, looked like the way he played that, it felt like he was sitting next to his teammate watching their screen and then popped out, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
Or if anything, he's watching them through the wall, right? Waiting for them to open fire or their comms, and then, just finding that perfect timing. Is it Piggy with the shock? My bad here, chat. It's a just about empty shock for Acid here as he makes the rotate, trying to extend away from this hill and keep these guys as far away as possible.
This is a good move on just about any map. Just apply pressure on the opposite side. Your hill player might not even get shot at if you're able to prevent the other team from getting close. And yeah, Descendant, last player alive. He's going to have to back up. He actually has revealed his location. It would be ideal if he could get a kill, but I fear that him just shooting right there was kind of a mistake. Now he falls, and he's kind of staggered from the rest of his team.
Yeah, well said, right? Like, the timing of your death is so crucial. If you're dead, it's a 4v3. The ability to impact the map and save things is just, not the same. So they'll come out with a confident one. Good clap back here from Usubeni, though. Then Acid and Piggy gonna double up, or I guess triple up on this lane for the third hill.
Here's if anyone decides to go for the shock rifle. It's not nearly as important as getting to hotel first. So yeah, it looks like Usubeni just runs past it. They'd rather just control this space. Might open the door for somebody on Luminon to grab it, but after they go 3 dead, you have to imagine somebody from Usubeni should be able to grab it.
You do it off the slays, I guess, as well, right? So waiting for that little opening where they have the kills, the safety, to take the risk, and vulnerable top mid precision picked it up, or at least he had it. Talik might be able to grab it here, and we'll see what he can do to break the hill and hopefully flip the setup.
Talik's been so gross with this weapon recently.
Gross in general.
Yeah. Big facts.
That's one thing I do kind of appreciate about this map is the sightlines are relatively open. So if you're on one side spawning, like, it takes like 2 seconds to get back into the action, which is sort of resembles a classic Halo map, even though it does feel chaotic and like you said, doesn't work too well in Slayer. The sightlines I can appreciate. I mean, Talik from range here finding faces.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? It is a 3-lane setup, but the lane is split through the center, right? Like, it's kind of like a live fire turned sideways. If you think about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like a hamburger, I guess.
Type good way to look at
structure. So it's just weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like the top mid route is not nearly as powerful as it is on other maps like live fire. You almost don't even want to go top mid. You'd rather go through bottom mid, I think, which makes this map unique in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I do think some of the rotation options you have in top mid are underrated sometimes. Like, I don't see enough people sliding off the window ledges and shit like that. to really kind of finesse in top mid. But yeah, it's super vulnerable, super risky. Tali trying to limit risk as much as possible here in a 3v1. Holy shit. Almost coming out with it.
About to hit that.
Yeah, Trippy might have to clean up though. Trippy will find it off the damage. So, I mean, the max he probably could have done in that scenario, but breaking shot, Acid still holding the hill.
This is actually a really good looking scenario for Usubeni with Luminon. They've been staggered for a bit. They know where these players are. A lot of damage on them. They need another body to get in the hill though. Okay, it looks like somebody is behind them. But like just eye test wise, it looks like they should be able to hold this hill for quite some time.
One benefit with this hill is it is obscured by cover more than any other hill on the map, so it really feels like you can comfortably set up around it and force your opponents far away, cut the sight lines. Like the hill guy feels relatively safe, right? Yaxon here has a lot he can do just sitting in the corner cutting angles.
I have seen some players throw in some nerd nades like from hotel spawn that bounce directly where Yaxon is sitting. I think that as this year progresses, we're going to see more people have some nade lineups for this hill. But for now, it doesn't look like they were punished for being there.
I saw Frosty off spawn from like tower area to Descendants left, throw a nade up over the building in the air, and it landed in the staircase where the shroud spawns across the map in the spawn. Yeah, I thought that was kind of nuts. So something to keep in mind, I guess, with the nades, chat, is the det timer doesn't start till they hit the floor. So if you want to lob like a crazy nade, regardless of what it is, across the entire map, it's not even going to think about exploding until it actually hits the floor and then it sets up. So yeah, there are some actual lineups you could put together here.
Which, by the way, you can't do on streets because the skybox actually has a collision.
Really?
Yeah, the nade will just blow up in midair, I think, if you throw it too far vertically.
Maybe depending on where in the map you're throwing it, right? Because do you remember, what's his, why am I blanking on who it was? Mason Cobb. Neighbor had a video randomly of like nade lineups on streets, and they were super nerdy. I don't know if you remember seeing that.
Yeah, I remember
like
that.
Neighbor nades. They're called Neighbor nades.
Lineups with the stars in the sky and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, there's certain parts that you can throw it, but I know that when I did my testing, because I was looking for, like, when rockets were on the map, I was trying to find combat evolve tricks for G1 when I was coaching them. And there's certain spots that your grenade will literally just blow up in midair for no reason.
Damn. We got a nail biter of a game right now. Eli tied in hill, still plenty of time on the clock. Grapple in the back pocket for Descendant, and you bet he's going to do something stylish when he gets the chance. We also have Shock up top mid here, so big moment in the game, and Luminon with control.
This is a weird situation for Descendant. He would almost rather be further back. I like that he's backing up now. You kind of want to just guarantee that half the map will not have any enemy spawners there to make the whole play a little bit easier to navigate. And I love this rotation. I mean, utilize the grapple to get all the way behind them as soon as his teammates came off spawn to kind of fill the position he was previously in. So that was a really well-timed push.
Yeah. Good looking flank, and then the connection for a second there. I don't know. I'm always wondering if Descendant is like struggling with internet connection in the lobby because it just like slowed down when he tried to kill the guy around the wall, but not that it matters, right? He did his job. A little sprint strafe, not going to be enough though. They get broken down last freaking second. Usubeni, Acid and team will save it in a well-coordinated push, I think, from multiple angles, right? Shut that down and overwhelm Descendant and team.
I think the problem for Luminon there was they literally just had all four bottom mid.
Bottom
like
mid,
you'd need some
space,
some vision outside so that you'd know which doors they're coming through, or at least which doors they're not coming through, right? Like at least simplify the equation. Usubeni were able to just push through 3 different routes to bottom center and just wipe them out. I think that was a bit of a mistake on Luminon's part.
Yeah, just hold up in bottom mid with no sightlines. Paid the price. But with the way this is going, I wouldn't be surprised if Luminon find a way to clutch this up and contest. Talik's just going to sit on Yaxon. Had a dodge here in the stairs. Shroud to keep up. You would think that call is going to let them know he's here, though. And he could be in trouble. Just living somehow.
Yeah, this is such a powerful position that Talik's in. At least during this hill, it's not very powerful in a lot of other situations, but like, you can actually milk your life for quite some time from up there.
What am I seeing right now? You
You
think that looks like his POV right there? He's like inside the body?
No, probably not. There's
Probably
a lot
not,
of
yeah.
desync with where bodies are.
Like, this is the issue with the spawning, right? It's like, what are his options in this situation? Like, to die,
Yeah,
get
you're literally
naded.
just dead.
Yeah, there's nothing, like, the cover to transfer to is too far to even think about using, so you're stuck there until somebody hopefully saves you, or they go for like a full committed beatdown trade or something, you know? So just scenarios like that, I think, kind of hurt the map design, but otherwise, you know, enjoying the setup that they're putting together here, kind of like the start of the game. They seem to at least have this one hill dialed, and lucky, because if they take this, they tie the game.
Trippy's playing this perfectly. He's holding this half of the map. I mean, this is the setup that they used so well at the beginning of the game, right? Where they're just in this straight line across the center and just cutting off routes on both sides. They've also got precision in the hill with the shock.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yeah, this setup is really nice. I think that as teams watch teams like Luminon play this, they're going to start adopting this strategy.
It was really subtle what Trippy was doing there too, though, right? The crouch 180 thrust to get behind the door there to cut the angle from Yaxon, who's down low. Like, the benefit you have is not just the vulnerable spawns where the players are popping up, but the fact that they're on low ground oftentimes too. So you can do things to kind of cut their angles and escape gunfights you wouldn't have access to just off a high ground. Trying to chase down Acid here. Does he find the face? He will not. Descending, going to clean it up. Pull the shock, and pretty close to capping this.
A really good movement from Descendant there, just making the headshot nearly impossible for Acid. Interestingly, doesn't go for the shock. I actually like this to just preserve your high ground. It definitely kind of tripped a little bit over the lip, but ultimately this position is actually more important than grabbing the shock in that case.
Insane bait and switch, by the way. I don't know how the hell this guy lived, right? A bullet from death. Talik replaces him, gets in front. And these are the kind of shenanigans I feel like we see a lot from Shopify, where they're one shot, just barely navigating scenarios they shouldn't be staying alive and finding ways out to win. It's these scrappy fights, I think, that really give teams the opportunities. There's a little trade.
Wow. Yeah. That's a big double from Yak. He had remote detonated right before that as well. And Acid just been soaking up hill time. Finally, Trippy's going to force him out, but Acid's awareness was so strong there.
Now he's got the grapple as a reward. You were saying, Eli?
Play.
Yeah. My bad.
I was just saying, I was just kind of watching that play for a second, but no, Acid had some insane awareness on Trippy there. He like got out at the perfect time as Trippy was rounding the corner to confuse him. And this guy's just not missing.
He's kind of dominating. Oh my god. 28-19. Thrust to cut the angle, trying to force a trade there too. Would have been nasty, but Precision will hold on. They got no progress in the hill with 40 seconds. Not that the time matters at this point, but this is getting a little dicey for Luminon.
Oh, this is pretty aggro, but I like it. The melee really turned that fight, or like leveled the playing field in that fight. Without that melee, would have been a lot worse.
It's just that like tug of war of events of like just trying to follow up on your teammates' damage. So you run in and then they run in. It's just an endless like kind of, was it fire anting? What Miquin would say about the spawn in a chain, you know? You just keep tug of war fighting against each other. Talik decided to play patient for a little bit, knowing he had a disadvantage. And I like how this has kind of turned out. Can he save the game from this position? Don't have to worry about the timer, but they got to find a way to set up here.
This is a really good patience out of Talik. He knows that he just needs to stay alive and keep enemies back. Needs to identify where they're coming from next as well. He's gathering so much intel and applying so much pressure that they're just soaking up so much time.
Huge damage. Down low, listening to calls here too. Trippy coming out with 2 big picks. Precision with Yaxon. Yep, now breaking shot, limited options here. Somehow getting a cross-map nade on Precision, maybe in the hill. But you can see Talik taking advantage of, like that slowed them down, didn't it? But Talik...
that could have been a sky nade, by the way.
No, I think it maybe off the floor into the hill was my guess, but I'm not sure.
Bounce off the lip,
Yeah, off the lip. But that would have been crazy if so. Grapple's up here too. They might save this. 3 dead. That's it. And in one sequence, and the survival at a Talik, a couple kills on the feed from the team, and Luminon ice up. Wow.
That was a crazy game. That went back and forth so many times.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Piggy
good.
with 19 assists. Otherwise, stat line, little bit of a struggle, but man, Acid 28, 7, and 23.
That is nasty. Platt, what's up, man? Thank you for the follow. We are casting. Yeah, we're legit casting Halo now, which is fun. Eli, thank you for jumping in. Chat, this is Eli the Ninja. In case you're not aware, man's an OG Halo 2 GOAT. We've worked together before, so if you guys are regular viewers, you would know him. Migo, thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome. And you're casting this weekend, Eli, right? There's a Clutch Academy tomorrow.
I'm actually not going to be in that one.
Oh, my bad. Oops.
No, you're good. Mikowski's on there, though. They've got some some good talent. I think Clutch is there, too.
Right. Tony, I think, as well. Yeah, they had a whole lineup there, so I kind of just assumed.
To be honest, I have been working 5 days a week and casting Saturday, Sunday for like 4 weeks in a row. So I just said I'm taking this weekend off.
Respect it.
Just need a little bit of a break.
Chat, by the way, if you are just hopping in, the score is tied 1-1. If that's any indication of how this scrim might go. It's a good matchup. Yep. Need more Eli's in this world.
All the Halo Eli's are goats, man.
That is true, isn't it? Well, there's one that's controversial that I can think of.
What, Naked Eli or
No. Eli
Elite?
Eli Elite's a little bit. Yeah, he's a little bit he's nasty at the game, or he was.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's had some hot takes on Twitter for sure, but.
Have you seen the picture that we took at one of the events, me, Eli X, and Eli Elite, where we do like the Spider-Man meme where we're all pointing at each other?
No, I didn't see it. That's fucking funny.
You haven't seen that?
No.
That's good.
Yeah, 3 different versions of Spider-Man for 3 different eras, yeah. But Eli's. What happened to Naked Eli? He was like a speedrunner, right?
Yeah, you know what's so funny about Naked Eli is somebody just randomly DM'd me. They were like, you know that Naked Eli is like claiming to be you? I was like, what are you talking about? And they sent me a link to like one of the Halo wikis, and it was my like MLG results, but listed under Naked Eli.
Oh, damn.
But I don't think it was him
Fraudulent.
doing it on purpose. I think it was just like
somebody made
just
an
a
error.
clerical error. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But I sent the wiki guy a message, so they fixed it. But I don't know where he's at. He was, I think, playing Apex as well.
Oh, really? Okay. You just see some of the gamers still active, you know? A third Eli? There's more than 3, right? Eli X, Eli the Ninja, Naked Eli, Eli Elite. Am I missing another Eli?
I think there's just those 4 that I'm aware of.
Yep. There's a call out Eli. Can't get enough. Haven't thought about him in years. Yeah, he would speed run like the Halo campaigns, I think, right? Elamite. Yeah,
He would
almost.
be streaming shirtless while speedrunning. I guess that's why it was Naked Eli. I don't know.
That makes sense. You just had to use your imagination for the rest, I guess.
By the way, do we know what's the scouting report on who's on Xboxes? Is everybody on Xbox?
I tried
in this
asking.
lobby?
I didn't get a response. They're not always the most communicative when it comes to these things, you know. But I think we're looking at all Xbox, or at least anybody that's not, is on skimped PC. So Usubeni, I think, is 3/4 Xbox, and Breaking Shot last scrim was on 120 capped with a 250 pulling controller. Trippy's definitely on Xbox. Descendant's on Xbox. Talic and Precision, I'm not sure. I'm just going to assume that they are. But I think this is the closest that we've gotten to an all Xbox scrim, maybe yet. So I'm just going to try to assume that's the case.
Oddball.
Yeah, Trippy Descendant, definitely Xbox. Yeah. All confirmed on Xbox. Rest are gimping their set. Oh, really? Do you know that for sure, Moon? So apparently Precision, Talic might be PC, but gimping their settings. Tragedy, what's up, brother? Welcome.
Interestingly, I've noticed that it does feel like the movement gods, like Descendant, Precision, are maybe nerfed a little bit more on Xbox comparatively. Because it's just more difficult to do their tricks like Sprint Strafe, Jiggle Peek. Those just feel slightly nerfed
Right.
compared to other things.
Yeah, I think anything that's super frame precise, like a Jiggle Peek, might be a little bit slower, less responsive on Xbox. Though when I used to play Xbox, I always felt like it was well optimized and very smooth to move around. So, you know, just sliding around the map and general movements, I think,
Enemy has the ball.
might not be too bad. But then you got to think of the play style associated with a fast player, right? They take riskier, they make riskier plays. They have to hit their shots, and hitting shots with the latency, definitely a little bit more challenging, at least to get used to. So they could just be taking bigger risks. I'm not sure. A lot of chaos here, though. Oddball recharge, game 3, chat.
What in the...
What just happened?
That player just literally came in, stole the ball from right under Acid's face, and just ran away with it.
Yep, and got away with murder there, too, because he died. A little grapple
Acid's gotta
air
feel
stall.
silly after that one.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of chaos happening here, though. And speak of the devil, right? Descendant trying to pull off some moves here with grapple. Converted into a rotate to Trippy, maybe? That would make sense. As they try to get the ball out to gold here.
That was a huge kill from Acid. He was the last player alive, found the line of sight to kill the ball carrier. If he hadn't got that kill, they'd be racking up so much more time.
Enemy has the ball.
They would, yeah. But despite the stagger, Trippy finding his opening, he does get it the long haul, so we might have a bit of a temporary setup here. And yes, Jam, he's the lad. He's from Mexico. Acid, young up and coming player. Not sure how old he is. Do you happen to know, Eli? I feel like he's got to be like early 20s,
like,
if not teenager.
Yeah, definitely early 20s, because he's been in the scene for a while now. Just super talented guy. I think, in my opinion, he's been the best player from LATAM for a while now, but he just hasn't really had the spotlight on him until recently. But like, if you look back at the times that he was on, what was the roster that kept getting top 12? The LATAM, like, space out the sponsor they had. Yeah, Agave. Yeah.
I think agave is like a sweetener, right?
Yeah, sorry,
no,
agave with a K.
He's
but no, he was
sweet.
popping off and going crazy mode in those tournaments and was hard carrying in some games.
Yeah. No, he's definitely nasty. And this is one of the brighter things about this year that I didn't fully consider is just an opportunity to spotlight players that wouldn't have otherwise gotten the spotlight. So Acid, he could be next up. He's clearly talented. Where does he go by the end of the year? You know, Monday, thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome. It definitely reminds me of tapping buttons, you know, even though tapping got a hell of an accelerated, you know, jump to evil geniuses during Halo 5 in its peak kind of timeline. But the way that he's setting himself up here with the next Halo, we could see something similar for Acid.
Yeah, I think the problem with tapping, he like lost his passion at some point. Like, he's clearly very individually skilled, but I've heard from people that teamed with him that he just didn't care as much as he used to after a certain point.
There was a bit of roster mania that took place that I never knew the full details of regarding tapping, and I just didn't really ask questions, you know, but we always kind of assumed he's a top talent in the region, but he's no longer on the team that he used to be on, right? So something happened, you know, that I guess, and maybe that was like whether or not he was passionate about it still or whatever. Spectre, let's go. Thank you, brother. Welcome, Stimulated, to the chat. Thank you, Spectre.
Okay, it looks like they will be able to play this ball. I was worried for a moment that Usubeni dropped the ball on playing the ball. Wait, they didn't play the ball.
Oh,
Descended
my
with
God.
the disgusting sprint strafe. That was
gross.
So sick.
So we talked
Never
about
mind,
it.
This guy is not nerfed.
What was that about the nerf, huh? Oh,
Never
my word.
mind.
I guess you can still do it on Xbox, and in case you thought you were nerfed by Xbox and the techniques don't work, just watch Descended as he... Wait, they played it? What just happened?
I think Breaking Shot just came in and snatched it and chucked it. Like,
That's
as
insane.
he died, but Precision's at gold. So the gold spot is pretty complementary to a C setup just because you force them to spawn A and you can get the cross as they try to get to C. So I think they were just already there, which is also really good for when you hold C because you're close to the respawn oddball as well when you do play ball.
Though it is a tug of war, right? Acid very quickly going to try to grab it back into pipes and secure something, though there goes 4 dead. We will see a setup. And now with their spacing, where's the team spawn, right? What kind of positioning do we need? They got the ideal setup, right? Gold to A. Or at least somebody was in gold. You talked about gold being a compliment. I feel like no matter where you are in the map, gold is an excellent compliment to any setup you have. Kind of the ideal way to play recharge, which we're seeing here.
Every single hill in King of the Hill, it's good to have a guy top last. So Jackson with a big double. That's a quick 4 dead. I mean, there was not much time between those deaths. This is going to be a full setup. As much of the map as Usubeni wants, they can take.
Good little you slap me, I slap you back harder kind of scenario, right? Very quickly finding the counter, flipping the setup in their favor, and then Yak getting out with camo. So momentum opportunity. The man is 11-8 right now as well. What do you think about Yak this year, Eli? I feel like Jackson's been, really putting himself in the spotlight. You know, kind of made a name for himself, whether just controversial with his, some of his dialogue or just raw skill here too. He's clearly got a gunny.
I think that the end of last year was probably the best thing that could have happened to Yak. I think for the longest time he had maybe some like self-confidence issues, and now that he finally believes in himself, he proved that he can hang with the best on that Envy roster, and now I think he's just kind of leveled up to the next stage of his career where he just kind of knows what he's capable of without as much self-doubt. That's what I see in Jackson.
And I'm glad he's sticking with it because we did see those Reddit messages or he did get finessed a little bit. We're going to forget about that for a second, watch Breaking Shot. But it's just good to see him still putting the work in and kind of trying to prove the world wrong is what I feel like with Jackson's POV is. It's a big chip on the shoulder kind of, I got top 3 last year. People doubted me, so let me show you what I can do and continue to get top 3 every single online tournament of the year so far. So holding on to it. Piggy as well.
Yeah, I was going to say him and Piggy just kind of like so many people wrote them off as the lesser half of that Envy roster, but they've proven without a doubt that like they are just as capable as the Decision duo. So
Just realizing the
Cool to see.
storylines here as well, right? You've got the, what, I guess, quote unquote, like better half or more successful half of Envy up against the other Envy boys here with Precision and Descendant on this team. Precision getting knocked, though. Tally trying to stop the ball in the final 5 seconds. This might be done and dusted. Acid going to shut him down from up top. G-slide out for the, into his teammate. Yeah, not that it matters.
I think
For
that was
some space.
intentional.
Yeah.
I think they knew they were winning the round and
But they come out with the
fucking
round.
around a little bit.
It's a good question.
They're looking
I'm not
impressive,
sure.
man. People need to not sleep on this roster. I was sleeping on them a little bit. I had them pegged as 4th, maybe top 6 going into the qualifier, but they proved me wrong with the top 3 finish, and they've been super consistent with it.
Definitely onto something with this team, and it's a real kind of mishmash of players that you would never have expected would get together and then to do this well also. So it's a probably the most interesting, I think, new team we've seen this season, and hopefully one that gets a sponsor at some point, because I know they're just kind of playing off pure passion right now, holding on to top 3.
Okay,
Oh my word.
more sprint strafing coming in.
Some moves for sure.
I have seen Descendant struggle with it online sometimes, but I think it is mostly his connection. He has probably the worst connection of all the current pros.
I think so.
You can watch his stream and he will frequently literally just be in unstable packet loss for like 90 seconds. I talked to him at the LAN. He said that he literally has a call out. He'll say 3v4 to tell his teammates that he's going to be useless
my
until
God.
his connection fixes itself.
Right.
So you kind of feel for him.
That's brutal. And it sucks when your career is to be a competitive gamer and your internet is shit. I mean, what the hell? I don't know.
I mean, so
Trying
I
to make
always
it
tell
work.
people, whenever I move somewhere, the first thing I ask,
How's the internet?
yeah, like, do they have fiber? If the answer is no, they are not an option.
Yeah, I almost don't really
I'm
care
not
where I
doing
go.
this.
I'm like, it's the internet is the most important thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Still trying to finesse despite it though. Almost nasty though. You got to respect the amount of just damage and space he managed to occupy there, and Talik to hold on to. That was a good little shutdown. Is a breaking shot? Breaking shot coming in with what's
That was a
left of
quick
this shock,
scope.
looking for plays. Yep.
Enemy has the ball.
Do you
It
just
was
know it's a
barely
quick
even-
scope? You could just feel that, like,
I mean, he peeked to the sideline for
there it is.
the shortest amount of possible time, so it had to be right.
Oh my God, too. Sees trippy as well.
Ball dropped.
Can we convert this into more? Easy peasy. Make it a spree. Breaking
Bro.
shot freaking frying right now. Watch your face. Camo coming up here too in about 20 seconds to just hold him off. Acid pushing this out. And he's going to get the excellent angle to keep the pressure and the numbers advantage on the team.
Love the positioning from Usubeni right now. They're pretty spread out on the map, but in complementary positions to one another to be able to help. They're kind of connected like a spider web.
Yeah. What
With
is
their
going
sightlines. Hello?
Almost killed Precision there too. Acid knew that Precision was behind him, so he purposely like avoided him to focus Camo, right? We just had this like food chain of players fighting different players all in front of each other until everybody eventually dies.
Ball reset.
Big action with 25 amid the chaos. Pretty crazy. And a burn Camo, I think, as well. Unless Precision is still roaming with it. I forgot about the man.
Yeah, Precision got away with it.
Yeah.
Shock is up. Talik just grabbed it. So Luminon has pretty much everything they could ever want right now. They do need to get the ball to safety, though, and without kills, they probably want another round of slaves before they grab it.
Okay, we'll get the mileage out of it. Let's see Talik in the meantime while he holds on to tower. Looking for a face. Long haul spawns here too. Can they, like you said, rotate the ball and take advantage of this setup with some actual ball time? Because that's what we're missing here.
This map is probably the hardest one to just comfortably grab the oddball. It's so exposed to the entire map. That's why they're going to wait till they have some kills, but they've waited a long time. It's just been sitting here. Finally, it's going to be picked up.
With that 3 dead, that was the opening. And then making sure to body block here. Precision out front pipe, so Descendant gets to safe. Rotate. Oh my God, the LT aim. I don't know if that's an LT versus LT gunfight right there, but Precision besting him for sure.
Enemy has the ball.
I mean, I'm going to be real. I don't think there's any reason to not use LT in
Oh yeah, you
2026.
use it too. Fuck, you're an LT.
Yeah, like even as a old school Halo guy, like I just see its value. Like of course I've always been one that if a setting makes sense, I'm gonna try to learn it just to make my
Yeah.
Like I don't want my settings to be what holds me back from like reaching my peak, right? So
Sure.
just use LT, bro.
I mean, no matter what you do, you always sacrifice something to attain something else, right? So it's like if I LT zoom, then my nade location changes. Then I have to figure out where to put that. And then when I do that, I have to figure out where to put my other button that I replaced the nade with, right? So it's like really depends on what you prioritize in your playstyle. And, you know, RS is pretty powerful if you know how to use it in a disciplined way. But yeah, I hear you. I just know a lot of the pros, the dialogue right now is like, you know, sure, you can take advantage, but also this thing is kind of busted. Like, it's a little cheesy, is I think the dialogue in the pro scene right now because of how instantaneous the scope is. Ooh, big moment right here.
It's actually not as powerful as it is in other FPS games like Apex or Call of Duty because LT in those games
I mean,
like
it's
will
important in those
reactivate your aim assist. Like,
Right.
but I don't think it necessarily is as powerful in this game. It's still very good though.
Hard to compare, right? Halo is like a shoot from the hip 70% of the time type of video game, you know? But yeah, I
Yeah,
hear you.
facts.
I'm sure we can break into a long dialogue about this one.
Yeah.
Final 10 seconds, by the way, here too. What's up?
I was gonna say the reason I don't use right stick for anything important is because I squeeze my controller too hard and
fair.
accidentally click my right stick.
Right.
So now I just have ping on it, which is always going to be harmless, right?
It's a good strategy. I know a lot of people do that as well. My mindset has always been like, you know, just try to not like be intentional about the amount of tension you put on the controller, so that, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a learning point. Like
Yeah.
if you're accidentally squeezing, then maybe there's an opportunity to learn something about how you aim that, you know, might be hurting your playstyle. Is you're tensing up too much in a gunfight, let's say.
Sure.
But or like you said, change it so that worst case scenario, if it happens, you're still in a good position.
By the way, I was yapping, but we saw a really good push from
Yeah, they kept it alive.
Just the way they broke that setup was really clean. They're significantly far behind in this round, though, and honestly, this is probably the end of the round.
Yeah,
I don't
with the
think
body
anyone's
block.
going to be able to stop this. Yeah.
Ain't nobody getting through Talik. Descending precision from across the map with the support there too, and they're forced to desperate. So we got ourselves a tied game of ball, Eli, and a tied series. It's a pretty good scrim, man. I feel like we're going the distance with this one.
Precision's got 36 kills in 2 rounds, by the way.
Let's
He might
watch
finish
him
with.
play.
He's on pace for 50 this game.
Yep. Hit the wrong button. Here he is. Still cooking. Find one. I think Camo might have been burned. I'm not sure unless they walked out with it. Piggy doesn't know he's here. Oh my
It
god.
was burned.
What is happening?
What in the world?
Piggy's like above him, but he still managed to isolate. Yeah, I can clean him up. Now looking for shock here and ball control. But Trippy's got the cutoff.
Ooh, that was kind of risky. Who was that? Piggy or breaking shot?
Piggy was out on the bat ledge.
I think he should have just chucked the ball mid. Okay, it did end up falling mid anyways,
Yep.
but kind of risked giving them a free gold setup.
Oh, Jackson didn't do enough damage on that. Ashton couldn't get the cleanup. Now getting denied by Trippy at center map, and Luminon getting the best of these gunfights. Unless Breaking Shot could come out with some sort of a trade to keep it alive. That's looking like Talik with ball control and maybe shock access. Not yet.
Yeah, breaking shot made a heads up play there. Just fully did not even reveal his location. Wanted to wait for teammates to come off spawn before revealing himself. He does die first in the play, but quickly traded out. And the plasma
powerful.
pistol, you don't need to charge it up. Yeah.
Yeah, shit's insane. Like you walk around a corner, a guy's got a tiny little pistol, and you were done. You're dead. Don't even try. Dead. You get a faster beatdown too, in case you didn't need to. Yeah, he did a BYB, I guess, and it still worked out. Beat him to the punch. BYB, yeah, anything, honestly. Just throw the kitchen sink at the guy. Quick little ball play there in the meantime, though, as Acid tries to work off the distraction, still hitting them hard in pipes.
Yeah, this looks like they're more concerned about controlling pipes before they're going to grab this ball. They want to clear the map a little bit further. Shock rifle's up as well. Trippy with no shields is not going to be comfortable to grab it just yet.
No, he does take the risk on Talik's rotate. Yeah.
I like this. Yeah, Piggy's location is known, and Trippy's got his shields back. Killing spree for Trippy.
I always call this Trippy's map. I don't know what it is about Trippy and Recharge, but I feel like he's better here than anywhere else. Maybe it suits his playstyle. Hasn't quite woken up this game yet, and maybe I cursed him. I don't know. But I do tend to see him look final on this map. He is working with Xbox, though. And keep in mind, chat, this is the first Xbox Scrim Luminon has played. So, you know, just kind of shaking the rust off here. Oh my god,
Biggest
they're all
map.
piled!
Oh,
Chain reaction!
Ball out of bounds.
oh, can he get the over?
Oh, yeah, the
breaking
read
shot
too.
doesn't peak.
Yeah. Talik gonna roam and get that info for him, though. So I do kind of want to stick with Trippy. Look at everybody's here.
Oh my god, I love this.
Oh, he saw him.
He's still spotted. Oh, still gets it.
Enemy has the ball.
It is a lot harder to see camo on Xbox just with lower frame rate
Oh, he fumbled.
in general.
Yes. Is that what it is? The frame rate?
I think so. The higher the frame rate, the more likely it's refreshing and you can see the
Oh
glints.
my god.
But Trippy's on a killing frenzy.
27, 15, and 26. Heard this quote from Frosty, and he says, all it takes is one good life in Halo. You know, and you could just go God mode. So things could be looking bad for
Facts.
you. You could be negative, but you have one good life. Next thing you know, you're on a frenzy, running riot, whatever. All of a sudden, you're dominating in the game. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that Trippy. And Talik with the other shock rifle, too. They can't even find angles on the ball. This might be a shutout.
Oh my god.
This is a lockdown.
This is like reminiscent of Quadrant Strongholds recharge, right? Like they're controlling so much of the map that Usubeni has been just spawning in such a small area, and they've got every single out possible covered.
Don't die. Oh, forces a trade. Getting shot in the back, I think, wasn't on his bingo card there. Made him, you know, forced him to pull off a trade in that situation. With the 4 dead, I think that just finished it, though, Eli. Final 5 seconds.
Yeah, not going to be enough time for Precision to get the 50 bomb, unfortunately, but if this was a more contested round, you can be pretty confident he was going to hit it.
Yeah, there was so much happening, I think, with Trippy in that round, too, that we didn't get the chance to witness the Precision destruction. Respect it, you know, but 42 bomb is crazy. And I think really just that map control, the dual shot control at the end there, too, and a 2-2 really held things down with the spawn in A.
They had a very impressive setup that last round. I think that was some of the best recharge ball I've seen in a while. They severely limited the options of Usubeni to where, like, it really didn't matter which direction they tried to escape from their spawn. Like, they were just covered every single part of the map.
You know, it's a long game of Oddball as well when you see stat lines with multiple players over, what, 30 kills? I guess a bit more lopsided looking. Jackson with a surprising 35, right, in comparison to his team. Definitely holding his own. 11.3 in the KDA with breaking shot, though. Wait, oh, minus 11.3. I was like, wait a second. He's got like
I was like, why are you calling that out, bro?
Yeah.
Leave the man alone.
Breaking shot had a rough game. Okay, hold on a sec. Scores 2-1, by the way, Chad. Go ahead.
I have noticed breaking shot has like really high highs and low lows.
Ooh.
As far as like stats go, and I think he's still like providing a lot of value to his team even when he's dying a lot, but sometimes I wonder if like there's some kind of mental block that he gets into sometimes if he like doesn't start off the right way, because if he starts a game really hot, he will go god mode throughout the game sometimes, and then other times he just never really gets the engine going. So he's kind of like their X factor in my opinion on this squad.
I guess we'll have to find out here. Can't be doing this one though. Yeah, Stronghold's lattice got removed. Brutal says, ask Eli what his jump is set to. What's your jump, Eli?
I jump with A, but I also claw, so I'm pressing it with my index finger.
There you go.
I press A, B, X, and Y with my index. I have my back paddles. Left paddle is crouch. Right paddle is sprint. Yeah.
Yeah, because something I find with LT aim is I'm on bumper jumper, so, and I only use my index finger for those upper buttons because I use my other fingers under the controller for the paddles. So it's awkward for me to both jump and scope sometimes, and I feel like I kind of sacrifice movement control for the sake of LT zoom. And
Yeah.
I would have to reconfigure a lot more or change the way I hold the controller where it just doesn't feel worthwhile, you know? So I just kind of stick to my guns with the right stick click. And I feel like as long as I see other pro players like Last Shot, for example, who I think is, you know, been confirming his, top player dominance this year, I use him as justification to say, okay, I don't need to change yet, you know? Or like other pros who are on right stick click.
Yeah, I mean, if it's ingrained in your muscle memory and you're having success, there's like no reason to change it, I don't think. But
Yeah.
and if I go back to old Halos like Halo 2 and Halo 3, I still use right stick click and play default control scheme for the most part. But I think it's just from the muscle memory. Like I don't even have to adjust to it really. It just like feels natural in those games for me.
Yeah. Matt says he uses RB aim, but it's the same sort of issue, Matt, right? Where like I only use my index finger for the right trigger and the right bumper, so then in that case, I'd be sacrificing shooting, you know, to jump or whatever for ADS. So if you're using your index in your middle, sure. Anyway, we're jumping into game 4 here. Acid trying to shoot every bullet out of the snipe in a hopeful tag. But Tala could have come out with that and a little bit less ammo.
This is going to be a really fast-paced game.
Oh, yeah.
Always
Oh,
curious about the decision
my
points.
God.
Oh, disgusting no-scope headshot. Very close to Piggies as well.
He sidestepped 2 stickies by like millimeters before finally finding that face. That was clean.
It looks like B is going to be the option here for Luminon, and they're going to hold. They're actually going to trade C for A at the same time to go into the A-B setup, but they're going to apply some pressure to C at the same time to try to force a trip cap type situation.
See a lot of that in this map is just constant pressure, especially when you get the numbers advantage. Keep the spawns of the turbine or back B and just continue to kind of run them down as long as you hold the advantage over him, which we might start to see here if Trippy makes plays. Not going to connect with the nade. 3 dead. Turbine spawns open right now. Get ready for the blender. It's up to Acid to try to find a trade and even things up.
It's a big kill from Acid. Even just a single kill as a first spawner is pretty massive for your team's chance to get out of the blender, but been immediately responded to by Luminon. At least for now, they were unable to capture A, and Trippy is still on fire. And now they're just going to run back to the other side of the map and keep spawn killing.
I got to use that rotate. I see that Lucid using that, last shot using that. You see that where he sprints off and then I guess holds crouch in the air, kind of like the whip it tech. You remember what that is? Where you can like cross the entire map with a drop slide? It's crazy. But
yeah, I use it at the bottom of ramps. Like you kind of just get a lot of
Right.
airtime and then hold crouch and then you get a boost. Like at the beginning of recharge, if I spawn elevator,
yeah.
I can boost into gold pipes really fast.
I see that so much now, just dropping off the nades there on A and then connecting into a turbine rotate. Try to get some momentum here. Yaxon coming out with an important kill. We'll see if he can bring his team back in the game. Trippy shuts him down. So again, it's just scrappy trades until you see that one, significant round of slays for map control.
Trippy's 8-2. I feel like he's so good at those little clutch situations where both players are one shot trying to play around cover. He's so good at landing that
Agreed.
headshot. Such a common scenario you find yourself in Halo. Like you kind of have to be good at that, in my opinion.
He's a patient player for sure. You can tell he's got that Halo 3 background, right? The way that he kind of approaches his play, and there's an intention behind when he's using the mechanics and not just wild with it when he doesn't need to be. Got the team to support him here too. Not going to get out. Breaking shot. Good looks out of him.
Huge
Also
double.
with 8. Yep, coming out with a double. Shutting that camo down and maybe giving this team access to some momentum here before it gets out of hand.
They have successfully escaped the disadvantage state. Now it's just how long can they hold their own advantage. They don't have a lot of map here, and giving up A is somewhat worrisome in my opinion. Now they kind of have to win the fight on C, which they do, so all things considered, it works out.
I figure we should take a look at what's happening and see. Acid with the snipe in the meantime. Gonna get double chowed in a second, so hopefully he'll tag a face. He's so far from the rest of his team. I don't know if I like how that played out. Eli just kind of gave it up for free and handed it off to Trippy, who's been on fire. 10-3 right now.
Yeah, honestly, Usubeni didn't get very much out of their advantage because they didn't push out the map very quickly. Also, I'm getting a phone call that I need to answer, so give me a second.
All good, I got you. It's kind of cool that... Oh, my Jesus. Trippy frying. Chad, it's kind of cool that I feel like we're treating this like a freaking tournament. I know that this is just a scrim. It's not, that sweaty, but hopefully you guys have been enjoying at least Trippy going insane. And this, like, somewhat, professional scrim sesh we got going on. W. Yeah, I think it's been fun. Could do more of this. Have other people come on and just commentate it with me. Right? It's like we're watching scrims. We're treating this shit like it's, freaking grand finals or a tournament, championship tournament. Definitely brings a new flavor to the broadcast. You prefer the format? Okay, cool. I mean, obviously, I want to mix things in. Like I want to be able to interact with chat as well. But it definitely keeps me locked in the game, right?
All right, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Seems like casting flows better when you got a partner to work off of. Thank you, JB. Yeah, I think so, because there's a constant dialogue. Like Eli, you're coming up with, you're seeing the game differently than me, and then that gives me new ideas and sparks a different discussion that I would have otherwise had. But it's looking like it's getting real close at this point.
Yeah, this is a great little comeback from Usubeni. But this could definitely just continue to trade out. I mean, this is kind of pacing towards like a 250, 249 type game, unless one of these teams really starts to get control and like spawn kill. But I think both teams have played well out of disadvantage to not keep, or like to basically keep things from spiraling out of control.
I mean, with a 4 dead like that, you might see it. Yeah. This is the key to spiraling things out of control is 4 deading the enemy together in precision. Look at that collapse as well. He wants it all. Diving in. Trippy actually gets both kills because he's somehow a god. Breaks out with his life here too. And that stagger continues, right? Now 4v2. Piggy does find an important trade, but completely cutting them off. This man's on a spree at 17 and 6.
Yeah, and Acid immediately hops in B as he comes off spawn. I think that could have been a mistake. I mean, he might not have had a lot of options. I mean, Yak gets this kill, but he's not going to survive very long, I don't think. Precision's got the wrap on the other side.
I don't know how they gave up Sniper, though.
Like, the thing about this is, like, when you're the team that's in the blender, you kind of just have to hard push out one side together if you can, so that you can just guarantee a kill on the map and then go for strongholds. I've seen a few play, and like these guys know
off the wall.
Oh
my god,
that would have been so sick. These players know that, but I still feel like they kind of get a little antsy and try to hop zones early when they don't need to.
Agreed. Not a lot of people know about that little off-wall jump. I see Frosty use it and even G-Slide off it sometimes, but kind of cool, creative scenario for Piggy. And then Precision doing something stylish, too, off the peak and the pillar, but a lot going on, right? Like a display of talent, I think, out of all individual POVs as we try to get some control here, but it's quickly falling apart, I'd say, for Usubeni, as everything seems to be just kind of gradually in the favor of Luminon.
Kirby's having a hell of a game, 19 and 9, 10 assists as well. He's kind of in flow state. He's so comfortable with this group of players. I really do think they're the perfect mesh of teammates.
Yeah.
And look at this. Piggy played really well to like at least guarantee one kill there, but like at the end of the day, there was no way that Usubeni would come out with a scoring position after that play. So well played by Luminon.
And it just gets worse from here. The camo's up, giving a double dilemma to Piggy. He's dead. It's over. There's just no point.
That's GG.
Yeah, that's a big GG. The camo is like they want to make sure that they can give some perspective to that, but they can't afford to not be in a hill. So just absolutely getting rinsed at the tail end.
I feel like I cast or cursed them. I was like, yeah, this is like, it was 100 to 80 and like they had traded back and forth. And I'm like, yeah, this feels like a really close game. And then Luminon just get control and never look back.
Yep. Luminon catching fire. That first game for Usubeni, they started with a statement. And the 3 games we've seen since Eli, Luminon have come away with it. I think that last game was the most convincing. So the question now is, can Usubeni regain before we continue down this road? Because, yeah, Luminon looking real confident right now. Damn good Halo.
I feel like the players on Luminon and led by Trippy's kind of veteran awareness are just better at closing games than most of the other teams. Like, there's a lot of teams that can kind of go toe-to-toe with them in the skill department, but I just feel like the understanding of like how to play the end game scenarios to close out the W, Trippy's such a valuable asset for that on this roster.
And it really does feel like with him in this sort of IGL role, and his teammates, I think, very clearly respect his experience, his accolades. It kind of gives him the comfort, the confidence to play call and to kind of, you know, just change his approach to how he plays on this team versus ones in the past. I know we talk a lot about him duoing with Lucid and like how that's changed him as a player. There was an interview you guys had with LVT as well where he seemed to love it too. You know, like Joey was all good vibes. He was saying, I love this, like the role that he was in, you know, with his
You're talking
team.
About the interview at the LVT land a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, yeah. And it was cool hearing it from him. And it really kind of like confirmed in my mind, you know, what I was thinking, I guess, about how he was approaching this team and this game this year.
Yeah, I was, I had the pleasure of talking to them quite a bit during the LAN because they literally had their setups were right next to where we were casting. So if I wasn't casting, like Clutch was filling for me or whatever, I would just go sit behind them and then watch them play and hang out. And I really noticed that like Descendant specifically feels so much more comfortable with Trippy on his team because in the past, Descendant would just kind of run at people all the time. Like he knew he was individually skilled and he didn't really have like a slow down button. But when I was sitting behind them, like I hear they're playing Origin CTF and they get like 3 dead, but they're still on their side of the map and Descendant wants to hold forward. But like time's running out and Trippy's like, no, just hold the map, And Descendant instantly stops moving forward and just backs up, and it's like, okay, they really trust whatever he says, and that's, I think, why they're so good.
It's good to hear, because Descendant has had some good vets supporting him before. Like, he worked with Ryan for a while as well, I'm pretty sure, right? So for whatever reason, it didn't really work out to the same degree. Maybe with Ryan, obviously this is a different year of Halo. You know, he's a different state of his career now too. But interesting that you brought that up. I wonder what the dynamic was with Envy though, right? Because they didn't really have that one kind of sole leader, I guess. I don't know if Piggy maybe took on a role like that or something, but the interesting thing about Envy last year was it felt like they were all sort of green in their career, you know, and where they were at. They were at the same kind of point together. And yeah, I guess, I don't know where I'm going with this other than I wonder how he broke through with that team, you know, and then now has the discipline necessary to work off Trippy.
I think Thug Nasty actually provided a lot of direction for them on that roster. He was kind of like a dad for them. Like, he kind of took on the like leadership role in that regard. But also Descendant's the type that he was making play calls for that roster as well. Like, he's got strong game IQ now, like you said, after working with Ryan. But now on this team, I feel like because Trippy's able to be that guy on this roster, now Descendant is more free to just kind of play his game and like hyper lock in on these crazy sprint strafes and stuff without play calling, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it continue to happen in this scrim, or maybe a clapback from Usubeni. I guess we'll see. But what's up, Word Turtle? Welcome, brother. Hope you're doing well. We got Eli the Ninja in the call with me today, so might be a little bit locked into the broadcast. Barbosa, I don't know if I'll be watching Clutch Academy, or if I'm going to watch COD, or what I'm going to do tomorrow, to be honest, man. I might be chilling. But just stay tuned, I guess, as we continue with the scrim in the meantime. Map pressure and damage output's been pretty insane. Descendant, right, Zach? Yeah. Or Talik. You're saying Talik. Is it just me, or has Talik been playing better this year than any previous? I think we were just saying that, Eli.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say that, because, I mean, Talik has always been insane. He's been frequently top 5 KD at LAN when he was on the TSM roster, when he's on, you know, a lot of prior rosters. He's always been good. I feel like now that maybe Optics out of the picture, there's just more spotlight on players like Talik now.
Yeah.
So people are able to see it a little bit more, but he's always been a monster.
I agree. Trippy just diving in front of Precision here. He's trying to work off from behind for an opportunity to win the fights and then eventually grab the sniper. Things going okay for him so far. Just up the breaking shot. Last survivor. He does get through. Precision going to hunt the man down. What is finesse, though, right? The guy is difficult to kill. Trippy finally gets out with it, and he'll earn snipe. And I'll say a one open strat, assuming they keep it in play. Don't die.
I thought the impulse was going to launch him off the map, but he directionally inputted towards the map, so he stays on. And this is looking rough for Usubeni. As long as Precision stays alive. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a flag cap now, I think.
Yep. Bottom mid spawns. They didn't read that, though.
Acid spawn bottom mid, yeah.
Yep. Acid getting out with it, too. I like that decision to rotate and try to cut this off. Trippy going to hold off what he can with the sniper in the meantime, looking for something stylish. But there might be some defense in that flag. Acid kill Precision. They're falling apart. It's up to Joey now. Into a counterpull.
Such a play. He just goes all the way through without shooting his gun. They don't know he's there. Gets behind, gets a double, and the flag return. Completely flipped that situation on its head. I will say it's a little bit unlucky for Luminon. There was no reason for them to predict the bottom middle spawn there because Elbow was open. So he just kind of got to walk to their base for free.
It's hard to know, right? Like, Precision was rotating in, grabbing flag. Maybe he was like sightline, put some pressure on the Elbow for a moment, right? Like, but yeah, typically you'd want to be blocking everything to force the bottom mid spawn, like guaranteed. But it was just like a one split, I think, too, right? Like, I think only Acid split, and the rest of them got. Oh, they're going back to back. Piggy wasting no time. Yeah. So you just get you put the foot on the neck basically when you see that one little opening, and that's once again it's all off of Acid's heads up decision making to cut that flag off from that bottom mid spawn, and now Piggy just keeping it alive.
It's actually so insane how quickly this game turned on its head. This was a 4 dead on the side of Usubeni, and it's over within 2 minutes. I mean, this could still be stopped.
I don't know.
Be very difficult. No,
I think it's done.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
What a crazy turn of events. They went from 4 dead to Acid getting a god spawn and just making the most out of it. Like, you could argue that they got lucky to get that spawn, but then they converted that luck into the most value humanly possible, which was a triple cap.
Insane.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, you got to respect the fact that everybody on Usubeni is just activating and playing the best Halo they could with that opening when it was given to them. Like, it's one thing to, like, you know, Acid makes a good play, they get 1 flag, but for everybody to just be frying in response to that, too, and to keep the momentum up is crazy. But, damn, that's how quickly it can get away from you. Acid, your go. Yeah, clutching up.
Hey, props to Usubeni. That was a masterclass of turning lemons into lemonade, right? Like being 4 dead. And you said something that I was gonna mention was you were like, if you want to force the bottom middle spawn, you would block everything. But in my opinion, you never want the other team to spawn there because it's too easy for them to find a route to cut off your flag carrier.
But if you read
ideally,
sorry.
yeah, I guess if you read it, but
If
like
you're
ideally
prepared,
you want
yeah.
them to spawn either elbow or cave, and you just have somebody watching to prevent them from like crossing, right?
Yeah. I think,
but I don't know.
If anything, it's like sometimes you don't really have the freedom to fully, you know, like create the exact spawn that you want. I think Shopify would do a really good job of working well in that chaos. Like they'll take a mid-map route, like on the outer silver, like the rocket silver or something like that, where they've got like a high ground advantage over a bottom mid spawn in the instance that somebody does end up there. They're just getting preyed on like in an instant, you know? So I don't know. I find that any of these spawns, like you said, the bottom mid one is the scariest because they can rotate very quickly. But if you know that it could be open and somebody's got a beat on it, it's still a shitty place to spawn for the enemy. You know, they're getting hit by predays, getting tagged. So, yeah, really just being quick to notice. I think even off timing right there, like Trippy, I'm not sure what the comms are, but if he's not seeing anybody in the elbow right away and he's checking the lane, he's checking the elbow, nobody's there, if you're timing it in your head, they got to be spawning somewhere else, right? Unless I guess they're hiding. But, like, that in itself could be an indication that somebody's splitting bottom mid if you don't immediately see, you know, somebody peek on that elbow. Anyway.
But the thing is, like, if you're expecting the elbow spawn, you're not going to typically be in a position that can also deal with a bottom mid spawn.
Right. You can't do. You have to tell somebody on the team that they're spawning bottom mid. Is what you'd have to do. So Trippy would have to be like, yo, they could be bottom mid.
And they probably did recognize it, but the thing is that bottom mid player has so many more options than if he spawned anywhere else. Like he can go snipe side, he can go rocket side. He can jump front. Like, I don't know. You want to limit the other team's options as much as possible in this game. So, like, if you spawn them in a corner, they really have so many fewer options.
Agreed. I think in that specific scenario, it definitely was a huge opening for the enemy to get that bottom mid spawn. Getting a lot of opening strats out of precision here. I'm not complaining. So he takes a nade off the start, and I like how he converts it into a kill. Still, breaking shot behind him. Breaking shot, gonna die to Trippy. Snipe collected, though. So Usubeni likely gonna lose the numbers, but it's still up to Acid, who might be able to make something special happen.
Yeah, 2 dead on his team with the hill on the opposite side of the map. His location's known as well. I don't like this for Acid. I think he's gonna get ran at. He does find a kill, though, with some pressure from his teammates. And might be able to actually advance forward and get into the fight. Okay, this is good, but now he's kind of in the center of the map. I'm curious where he decides to set up with this snipe.
I think the tricky thing, too, is, like, would you want to run at Acid in blue, right? Because then you risk losing your spawn. Oh, my God, he's going insane. Back smack into 180 face. Precision. If it was an observer body, I would have given it to him, but Precision going to come out with a 5 to answer and keep it alive. Ideally, you want that C spawn, I would think, for this hill, right? So you can refill it quickly. You want space around it, like Trippy's doing. But if you push blue too hard, you might end up flipping it against, you know, not in your favor, basically, was my worry.
Yeah, I think if you're going to push that guy out, you just send one guy. And I just see the guys on Luminon, they're just going to be aggressive and like, hey, I'm going to push out the sniper, and then everybody else kind of stays near the hill. But ultimately, Acid plays it very well and gets out with a lot of damage. But the problem is Luminon get right back on the horse. And Usubeni have 0 seconds of hill time so far.
They do. It looked like a well-executed pinch there from Talik, but then they got their kills in ice and very quickly shut them down. So here you go, some hill time. But can they play it perfectly is the question, right? They literally need a freaking fraction of a second here.
Yeah, this is
like the
interesting predicament. Yeah, the thing is Luminon has all the time in the world, right? They can approach this however they want when the team you have a 99-0 lead. That's exactly what they do. So great patience there. And I know that comes from Trippy. He's like, take our time on this. Take our time.
Yeah, I thought about our conversation. Like when I saw him sit in the corner, I'm like, okay, here, like this is literally what you talked about. Descendant waiting for an opportunity before he just appeared with perfect timing and just gunning people from the window now.
Yeah, this is an interesting slide out. I was about to say, his positioning does a lot of things here. He prevents the other team from spawning back red.
Oh my god.
And he's just relentlessly running at them at this point. But yeah, ultimately Descendant's positioning there kind of guaranteed that his team would get the better spawns for this hill. So Usubeni have to work a little bit harder.
Precision with the spawn read of his own here, knowing he split them over to A boxes and now cut them off. That 3 hit through ice, though, trying to overwhelm from behind the hill and at least, like you said, earn some sort of a spawn advantage. Amazing to clean him up. It's pure chaos here. Tali coming out with a nade shot, trying to hold on to some scrappy hill time. Well, they do pinch and get the kills. And again, Acid going to try to toe the line on Sniper, but they're giving up the hill here, Eli. I think this is a 2-0.
Yeah, this is a weird spot for both teams, I feel. Okay, never mind. They're just going to go ahead and run
They're
at it because
attacking
they
them.
recognize...
The Sniper,
Yeah, with the hill moving, they want to get some early positioning. They've stepped out of the hill. They're not actually capturing it yet. They want to get a kill or two before they capture it
Yep.
to have a better map state. Now that they've died, I think they're just going to hop in the hill and finish it. Yep.
Good call.
Because they recognize they can't get more value that they were looking for.
Don't want to take any sort of risk. Just make sure you get the guarantee. They do die. I don't know if Descendant played that snipe. He did not, right? So it sits on top of the bridge, and that's something he'll keep in mind off his spawn here. Breaking Shot might have just collected it, though, and maybe that'll give Usubeni an answer. It's been a rough game so far.
Descendant 14-4, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Pollock has 2 kills. Descendant has 14, but hey, they're up 2-0.
He's been going crazy.
And playing very well together.
Definitely working in the favor of Descendant. Oh, my word. No trade. What happened to the Sniper? Okay, here we go. There it is. Good timing. Making plays.
W Observer way. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, we can make it a thing. I don't know. It's been kind of fun, though, because I feel like when you're controlling Observer, anything that we want to talk about is so easy to jump to. I don't have to wait for a producer to, like, hear it and then try it. Usually the producer does a good job. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but it's just very, you know, it's directly connected to my brain, basically, what I choose to watch, which is cool.
Dude, Luminon have just been playing basically perfect. I mean, even going back the last couple of games.
Oh, I love this,
now
too.
up 3-0. Yeah, he can't advance much further, though. I think he might have flew a little close to the sun there, but some control for Usubeni for now. There's still 3 minutes on the clock, so the comeback is within the realm of possibility, but it's going to be super difficult. And it's got to start with this really tough top bridge hill.
15-6, by the way. This guy cannot be shut down. Acid has 13 of his own, so trying to just kind of fight fire with fire here, but the rest of the team's struggling under the pressure of Descendant. And he hits a perfect rotate. Oh my God, he's cleaning him up.
Ooh.
It's that Jason Bourne. And flies in, finds a one-shot. Jackson now dead to rights. 3 dead. The 4th, they found him. And Descendant, if he wants to step in the hill, he can. They can think about burning a little bit of the time. Like, they can do whatever they want at this point. I mean, this is the worst-case scenario for Usubeni.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to get in the hill whatsoever. Even if they do eventually lose control and give up this hill, they're going to burn so much time off the clock that it doesn't matter. I mean, Descendant opening the play with a double. Talik finds one. I mean, this is going from bad to worse.
He's twirling like a ballerina in the sky. I don't know if you saw that. He actually doesn't even care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, now they know that the spawners are going to try to hit out this ice route to get into green. But Precision's there to cut off and follow up the damage that Descendant started.
It's hard to imagine a comeback in a scenario like this. Brett, I know I'm late to your question, but it's Eli the Ninja, casting with me. If you guys haven't heard of him, you should have. You're not a real Halo fan if you don't know Eli. Right, Eli?
I don't know about all that. There's plenty of Halo fans that have no clue who the fuck I am.
Well, they gotta get educated, I think.
They gotta tap in.
They gotta tap in, bro. What the hell? Breaking Shot. Maybe he can tap in. 1:35. You think it's salvageable?
Probably not. You typically want at least like a minute per hill for the comeback. It's possible. I feel like we've seen it happen, but it's going to be extremely difficult. And starting with this hill is usually the hardest part, right? Because someone's going to be able to get a line of sight on the hill player. Acid's done a great job, though, to kind of like cut off his sight lines. He has been taken down by Trippy finally, but they got a significant amount of hill time before that.
Nasty. He's hold his own, but it just seems like a matter of time until things do fall apart. Nice win from Descendant. This man not letting up. 21-9 for Descendant. He's going to make sure he closes this game out confidently. God mode, yeah. He lived, too.
The trust. Yeah, just do the damage and back up. That's all you have to do in this game most of the time. I feel like a lot of players try too hard to be a hero. Oh yeah, and gifted. Let's go, Rarky.
10 and a Rarky. Yeah, Rarky's been just a mainstay goat in the chat. Love to see it. Rarky, thank you so much, brother. It's a good time to tune in. Hope you had an excellent day, man. Welcome, guys. Getting down to the tail end of this with 45 seconds.
And this is where if Stellar was the party leader, he would just end the game because it's not.
Yeah, probably.
It's not happening.
Saw that a couple times with Optic last year, and people got a little bit. There's a dialogue about it. Like, did Formal end the game too soon? You know, Frosty was in the middle of a kill tack on Forbidden. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I agree.
It is kind of
though.
lame because, like, then the game doesn't show up on Halo Data Hive. So
True. Yeah.
that's like the most annoying part of it if you're a fan.
I didn't consider that. That's a good point.
10 seconds.
What a lockdown. I want to stay on Descended as long as I can. I think final 10 seconds here for 26, but safe to say he did his thing with a 2.5 KD, 2.6 in the tail end. God plays at a Descendant. Best game of the Scrim so far for him.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell just looking at the assist too. He's just got his ears wide open, listening to every call out, positioning himself to follow up on all his teammates' damage constantly, and just a beautiful game out of Descendant.
Agreed. Scoreboard on screen. Welcome, new chatters, right? Firo, Orin, Slays, Bobsville, Furion, Magic, Smug, Johnny Wishbone, Maxi Word, and Saul. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Rarky. W Rarky. Hell yeah. Great day, great time for damn good Halo. You could say that again, man. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful game.
Well, Alex, this has been fun, but I do have a hot date,
all I
so
got?
I gotta go. Yeah, unfortunately, but we'll do another one of these sometime soon.
This was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, chat enjoyed it, and I wasn't yapping too much.
I think you did great. Eli's got a hot date, apparently, chat. So we get a W, Eli. Anybody lurking that hasn't been typing in the chat? I think this was a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much for coming by.
Of course, man. Anytime. Well, enjoy the rest of your stream. I'll see you around, okay?
Will do. See you, man.
All right, later.
Smooth man, Eli in the building. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Shout out Eli for jumping up. Yeah, showing up. 4-2, I think, is the Scrim score chat. I will stay with it. I will stay with it. Regardless of whether or not we do it solo. Or slow. Damn, that's smooth. That's pretty damn smooth, Baby Seal. And Baby Seals sound pretty smooth too, honestly.
Oddball.
All right, chat, you got to cast with me now. Got to see some casting chops out of chat. Jumping into an oddball live fire here.
Round 1.
Precision POV. It's been defaulting to him every opening strat so far. And every time he's made a play, so we'll stick with him for now. Let's go, Rarky. Trying to deny breaking shot off the open here. Comes out with a beatdown trade, leaving Acid as the last survivor. Who got dropped by Talik. And a one open strat for Luminon yet again. They've been opening up strong every game I think they play just about. Descended off that 26 and 10 stat line. Safe to say he's the POV you want to watch with a snipe. There's a face. Can he find two? Beautiful. Denies the camo, finds the bait, make it 4 dead. B spawns now. He should have the read. He can take an angle from screens here and start to peel.
Ball dropped. Enemy has
It was
the ball.
fun, yeah. It definitely inspires me to do more, and it'd be cool to get other people joining us, casting some Halo, you know?
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy
Where's
has the
Coliseum
ball.
been recently? They actually been playing YBR today. I don't know what the final Scrim score
Enemy
was,
has the
but
ball.
that YBR Stellar Eco roster, right? Holy shit, what a lineup. Have been playing Coliseum, and that Scrim might still be going on Envor's broadcast. Envor was live streaming it. That's good to hear, JBM. Thank you, man. I feel like both of us are pretty nerdy when it comes to game knowledge in Halo, so you're going to get a pretty locked-in discussion, right, with like a lot of attention to detail to things that you know, might not get the detail usually. So, pretty fun. What an opening for Descendant, by the way. Can we play a ball here? We do play it. Footwork at Italic not going to be enough to deny Jackson, but safe to say he did as much as he could. B spawns right now as they do get their 4 dead, and Jackson with control in tower. Acid with the perimeter all the way over to B. He's waiting in case somebody pushes. But I like this temporary setup here for Usubeni. Depends on how Luminon push. Oh, peekaboo, yeah. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Or even just get, you know, APG. I know he's a regular with the streaming. Jump in and cast too.
Enemy has the ball.
I think the coolest thing to do would be to have find a way to get their cameras from their live streams, and then put their camera on screen with me. Let's go. Trippy Soul Survivor on tower here. I like the intention there, right? Like he's waiting for a reaction shot advantage and then an immediate drop, so that he can like not get shot back, get his shields back, but still deal damage on the escape. Precision with the camo. At least he came out with that in 57 seconds here for Luminon. They get time to figure things out and make patient plays. Jackson knows he's got to play the ball in this scenario. Precision just going to chase the man down. 2 dead right now. A rough stagger for Piggy and breaking shot. That could lead to sniper control if Precision stays alive here. Descendant's got a cut off in the meat. That was a big nade. That just cleaned him up. Descendant not playing for that sniper, so they might end up giving it up to a member of... I take it back. The repulse going to save it. Trippy from down low. Was it him? Who the hell was it? Precision? I don't even know. Sniper's a hot potato. Acid has it. And a ball rotate as Usubeni somehow come out with control there.
Ball dropped.
How'd I get my name? It comes from Shy Guy, the Nintendo character. I made it when I was like 12. I made a Shy Guy gamer tag for my Maple Story account when I was like 12 years old. And it never really changed. Nothing but face. Nothing but cheek. On the side of the face. What camo is Descendant using? I am not sure. Not sure, bro. Ball gonna get collected by Trippy here. Is Precision already working the spawners? Or at least Sniper collected by Trippy. We'll see if he can peel with it. They got the ball down low. For what could end up being the final setup of the game if Trippy goes God mode. Doing enough to get 2. Still 2 bullets in the chamber as well. Ball dropped at tower. They got it. Right above Trippy. And because of that stagger, they have to kind of take their time with how they're going to push this. Running out of opportunities here, Usubeni.
Enemy team nearing victory.
Whatever happened to Protein Gaming? I've never heard of Protein. What is Protein Gaming? Ooh, slick. Very nice out of Trippy, right? Somehow finds his timing for a rotate despite getting shot across the map here. Descendant doing work to keep him alive. As they get max mileage with the oddball. Acid the only one to shut it down. He'll convert it into 2. And he needs to somehow save the game for Usubeni here. But he's a bullet from death. Breaking shot with the ball for scrappy time. Gets a beat down. Precision now. It's a freaking tug of war, right? Little food chain of series of events here. As somebody tries to come out with control. Another trade once again. It's Talik who's closest to camo. And he might be able to get out with it. That might be enough to secure the win. I like that he takes the extra attention to drop the ball for the team there in a safer location as well. Well, he hits the skill jump and activates camo. Talik doing it all. Does come out with a trade, but with the numbers, that fight doesn't matter. This is the one that will seal out the game. Trippy occupying top mid. Jackson jumping off a little ledge on the side of the wall to live. He actually stays up. And Precision in bottom mid with 100 somehow should have gone to his POV. Precision at the pillar of bottom mid managed to finesse for the final seconds despite being 2 dead. Some good ass sushi. It does sound like sushi, doesn't it? Bro, I could go for some sushi. Don't get me started. Usubeni either fries or gets fried. They never get back into the game once they get fried. Yeah, Eli talked about how Luminon, and I think just the top teams in general, like Luminon SR, are much better at playing the late game scenarios. And clutching up in the the late game versus some of these newer formed teams. And then I think the veteranship of a player like Trippy lends to that nicely, as he does convert that into a G-slide camo grab. We got a ideal looking setup forming here for Luminon. And Trippy can make plays once again. 13 and 8. 14 and 8. Easy peasy for Joey. 15 and 8. Oh, he would have hit it. Nasty lineup. Mid jump on the slider.
Ball dropped.
Careful though, right? I like his awareness to know when to back down. QT still in play. He's waiting for the teammates behind him to make sure they're involved in this gunfight. Pre-nading it just in case that guy comes back for more. Trippy on top of it all. Oh my god, the nade lines up perfectly. There's no stopping him. Breaking shot hiding bottom mid, because what else can he do? He sees him! This is stuff of nightmares for people on, or anybody on Usubeni. They can't avoid Trippy. 18 and 8. 50 and counting. Still got one bullet.
Enemy has
And a
the
dream.
ball. Enemy halfway to victory.
Halo on Xbox is boring? Why? You don't think this is... Is it boring? Are you not entertained, Corbo?
The ball.
Trippy with the final bullet in the snipe just hit a peak freaking face peel. Couldn't ask for a better result with the way he just played that. Breaking shot caught the ball
Enemy has the ball.
on the outside of the map here and actually managed to keep it in play, but Trippy with a freaking masterclass. I don't know. I think even on the Xbox, Trippy looking like he's playing on PC, bro. Are you not entertained? It's not playing much different. Yeah, with the way that some of these guys make plays, it doesn't feel like it is, huh? He's literally streaming on his Xbox, right? So, like, on top of the fact that he's playing on Xbox, he's using the same console to live stream, which I can't imagine is good for his performance as well. Like, I don't know. But he's looking like a god.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Just trying to keep the ball alive and navigate these gunfights. Breaking shot is the fourth man. Doesn't want to miss out on an opportunity to get his bandit in the fight or any scrappy seconds off map there, too. Asher with an important kill. We'll give him a sightline for camo, or at least I thought. Almost finessing Talik, but Talik just being there makes it easy for Descendant to come out with camo. And that is, I think, every camo in this game controlled by Luminon. It's a big thorn in the side of Usubeni, bro. Sirion, how you doing, man? Oh, that's my PC. That's my PC. Any gifters? Nah, give this man a gift. Gift a sub. Sirion with a 3-minute ad, apparently. Holy shit.
Enemy has the ball.
Deserves a gifted sub. Oh no. Not what Descendant had hoped for, right? Piggy with a jump Gandhi hop managed to guarantee it.
Right there. That is just
Damn good Halo. I thought it was a gifted. Aquatic with the resub, though. I love to see it. Thank you, Aquatic. Welcome back, brother. 2 months. Appreciate it. YBR literally just scrimmed. We didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm not sure how it went. Maybe Surion will let you know when he gets out of ad jail.
Ball dropped.
Where can we watch this live?
Enemy has the ball.
I'm the right here. What do you mean? So I'm the observer. I'm in the lobby. I'm controlling the action, Eugene. There are individual players live right now, like Trippy. His individual POV is live on Twitch,
Enemy has
and
the ball.
maybe somebody else. But this is basically the only location that you're going to be able to catch what we're watching right now. Agent Stallion,
That is just good
thank you for the
Halo
gifted.
right there.
Wait, he gifted the Shaggy.
Damn good Halo.
Clippy got Syria, there it is. Clippy, thank you for the gifted, bro. Appreciate you both. Agent, Clippy, for the chosen one.
That is just good Halo
Love to see
right
it.
there. That is just
Damn
damn
good
good
Halo.
Halo. My God.
All good, Eugene. Yeah, so basically
Ball dropped.
so these are scrims, right? These are practice games. It's not a tournament. The winner and loser isn't really that important in the end of the day, but it just gives us somewhat of an understanding of, you know, how teams are stacking up against each other, at least in practice. And normally these scrims are played mostly off stream, right? Like you'll get like 1, maybe 2 POVs. But the pros were nice enough to let me in the lobby, so we can kind of treat it like it's a proper competitive match, and jump around to different players that normally aren't live, basically. So having fun with it for what it is, you know. 5-2 is the scrim score, by the way, chat, on favor of Luminon.
This is the way.
Little hype train.
This is the way.
Is it EC?
This is the way.
EC, I think, with the follow. Thank you. Welcome. No problem, Eugene. Why are they on Xbox? DreamHack is on Xbox. The upcoming DreamHack event in Birmingham is on Xbox only. Sadly, but here we are. No, Formal apparently said that Bound shouldn't be playing with me. That's what I heard from my chat yesterday, Sirion. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just hearing shit in my chat. I also, somebody screenshotted your message about FaZe dropping you guys. I don't know if you're trolling, but like there's eyes everywhere, bro. You can't, you know, like, I don't know. What'd you do to Formal? Yeah, I don't know. Why did Formal say that? I don't know. Good question.
is just good.
Rarky
Halo right
again!
there. That is just damn good Halo.
My God! Rarky absolutely killing it today with another 5 in the chat. We're at 982 chat. Jam the Broski, Fair the Great, Matron, Pringles, and Parsi. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. It was in my chat. No. You said in APG's chat that FaZe dropped you guys, apparently. You got it. Were you trolling? You were trolling? People think, oh, bro, you're fucking troll. See, I can't. I take everything serious. Or, I think I knew in the back of my mind that there was a chance that, it wasn't true. I just kind of wait and see. Nah, you're good, man.
Stronghold.
Sounds like ass. So the one thing about Xbox that's not ass is the fact that people are in like an even playing field. If you're all on Xbox, then you're limited in terms of polling rate and like certain advantages that PC players have. So technically from like a competitive integrity standpoint, at least online, it's sort of better in some ways, right? Because this game is kind of like a game of like who has the better settings at times. And this sort of dials things in and makes things a little bit more streamlined. But yeah, it could limit the potential of players' ability, They might not fry as often as we're used to. Apparently, camo is harder to see on Xbox, which is very interesting. If camo is harder to see, then the impact of a camo play is bigger. Now, keep in mind, not everybody's on Xbox in this lobby. Most players are on Xbox. There's a couple players, like Breaking Shot, for example, who is on a modified, like a gimped PC setting. Oh my God, Tali, don't forget that guy. Looking for the triple and acid here, too. Precision's got the pinch. So yeah, some players who aren't on Xbox have set their FPS to 120, or they've added things like VSync for latency to try to simulate an Xbox without having one. They did not add Streets Ball. They did not add Solitude Cost back to the rotation. No, and I kind of think they should, to be honest. I miss Streets. Streets anything, honestly. We only have Slayer. Talik with some BR action cross-map, just cooking the players in B. And then replaced by Precision once again with a bait and switch. So good looking POV off a spree on the open strat here for Talik. He's not died yet. 53 and counting here with hill control at A to C. Pretty ideal looking setup. YBR scrim stats, they were 7-4. Good look set of YBR. That was versus Coliseum. Solid Halo team, right? So that could be a sign of YBR improving. Something to think about. See those new Xbox teasers? A little bit. I don't really know what... Like, nothing was revealed, right? In the Xbox teaser? Crazy looking footwork, and that's enough to at least give Precision the trade he needs to keep control. Denying Acid, a 5 for a 5. Piggy, who's managed to find some spacing out to A, might give them some sort of control if he gets a kill here. Okay, I'm ending.
Enemy team scoring.
Is there about a grown man's word? I don't know, bro. Just trying to get some sort of control back, right? It's been a difficult scrim for Usubeni. Luminon showcasing why they're the second place team in the league right now. And the more they play, the more efficient they look. Nice shot, said a Piggy. Tracks him on the escape for camo control off a 3 dead. Usubeni with momentum, at least an opportunity for it. Want to see YBR versus Inconceivable? Yeah. Just have them play everybody, bro. YBR Luminon would be dope. I want to see that.
Enemy team scoring.
Piggy just trying to find that timing to open fire. Doesn't want to be completely compromised when he does, and they've seen him. Got a team on his right-hand side to work with. Piggy just trying to finesse the angles. Occupying a lot of attention for Luminon, right? That was just a distraction play that worked out beautifully. He's going to run out of time with the camo, so he might as well take the hill. Acid in the meantime here with a block on spawns. They do spawn in gold as we try to continue to cut them off. Yeah, Piggy does eventually end up dying with that grapple and what was left of camo. And a good little sequence for 40 and counting here for Usubeni. They get doubled up on. Needs a teammate to bait and switch with him, right? Nobody nearby? Piggy is. Piggy looking for the cleanup. Breaking shot trying to finesse and B. I think he got out with his life. Piggy getting max mileage at a tower. Can we convert this into more? Daxing last one alive in gold. The nade goes through 4 dead for a split second. And maybe some map control off of Yaxon's nade. Got some level 2 hype train emotes. Love to see it. Thank you, chat. Mostly Rarky. Rarky freaking killing it. 8 kills here for Yaxon as he holds the angle. Breaking shot with a shock in the meantime. Most important player on the map now. Watch your face. It's almost like he sees him through the wall. Just knows it off the call out. Ends up finding Descendant instead. Can avoid this fight. Jump to bat ledge. Yeah, if he misses the shot, he's got an easy escape. And then Talik right there going to have to cut his losses at a numbers disadvantage. He's getting double hit, though. Any kill is big. Comes out with a trade. Asher with a back smack in the feet here, too. From this behind enemy lines, apparently. Leaving Yaxon alone in tower. In a 1v1. He's trying to hold on to what control they have of the map here. And it should spawn his team behind him over to gold. I like that wrap from Piggy. Piggy's got a big flank opportunity. He hasn't been seen either, so they're not ready for this. Finding perfect timing off that rotate, right? Through bottom mid, the teammate in long haul. That staggers them hard with the camo available, making 4 dead. Trip cap, we could see it. That little pause in the staircase, maybe think he was holding scoreboard or something. They got pipe spawns for the enemy. And I think camo control as well. It's Yaxon with the camo. This could get out of hand real quick. Lead exchange here too. Usubeni right back in the pocket. Can Yak finesse this? Who just barely cuts the corner. Teammate supporting him here as well. Nasty. It's all about the patience. Oh my god, they're actually making it happen. Breaking shot in the fight of his own up top gold. He will get cleaned up. But Yaxon from down low looking for an answer on it. With a trip cap, it's up to Luminon to make the first move. They're still getting staggered. Right? Going to try to force B here. But even that's not safe. This is barely out of control. Yaxon has not given up tower for a minute. Shock is up too. Not going to see anyone grab it till they get their kills. Got them literally in the blender with breaking shot, just finessing at the half wall looking for 3. Not going to find it. Back to Yaxon. Yaxon off the pinch, won't find it. Acid last survivor. If he gets the cleanups, they've done their job. And 200 and counting here. Piggy with the help as well. This is ugly now for Luminon. Good to see out of Usubeni. My word. Good cut off. Breaking shot from above it. Yep, good little collapse. Acid working off him. For the bait and switch at 2:30. This is falling apart. At this point, you start to wonder if it's too little too late, even if they do get control back. Whoa, whoa, connection. Oh my god. Acid with probably some packet loss. At the tail end of the game, just to make sure it is an Usubeni win. Wow, Sticky guarantees it. 4 dead and 250. In what felt like, what, one sequence of control there? 250 to 120. Acid and team coming out with a confident win. Going all sound off at once, chat. Jeez. It's an interesting kind of live stream, going all in with the solo commentary, you know? It's a TSM setup right there. A little AC. Yeah. Scoreboard for anyone interested. Trippy was 17 in that game, but it didn't matter. Yaxon with a really patient camo towards the end, I think, was a huge, you know, part of the reason why they locked it out. Xbox feels like it has 50 times more connection problems than PC. Not being on Xbox, I can't really confirm or deny. I didn't really notice that with the SR POVs. There are people in Last Shot's chat counting like the blanks, the blank beatdown, the blank shots, you know, stuff like that. So like I feel like more of the dialogue's been about, are there more blank shots? You know? What do the ranks mean? The ranks? What ranks? Like Onyx and stuff? Like in ranked? don't see any ranks here. Not this map, man. You don't like Pit? Rank 2 and rank... Oh, shit. Okay. Is that confusing for viewers? Like, in the league... I'm actually going to take it off for the YouTube just for the sake of keeping things streamlined. But, like, Luminon is second place in, like, our, I guess, 2026 Halo League, you know? If you even want to call it that. Just based off of, like... Hold on. Like, we've had a series of online tournaments and qualifiers in the lead up to this DreamHack, and based on those performances, Luminon is ranked second, and Usubeni is ranked third. But that's a good reminder to change it, and I'll put Observer
Capture the
POV
flag.
in the title so you guys know what's up. Didn't know that was a thing. I mean, look, are people too concerned about the ranking of teams this year? Not really, no. But if you were to, like, you know, rank them based off of online performance in the lead up to DreamHack, then that's what you get. Yeah, Eli had to go out for the evening. Man's got a date night. So it's just us now, chat. I know, sucks. You're stuck with me. Talik POV off the open strat, wasting no time jetting through long haul for a look at the flag. And denying Acid with a sniper here too. I guess he'll go for the snipe control instead. Assuming he can find it. What? Okay. He decides he can't find the sniper. Maybe he could have AI scanned for it or something. I don't know if he could have AI scanned that. And then gets 5 by Acid after the fact. Well, that happens. The flag is pulled on the opposite side. And now Acid grabbing snipe, flag, and the rotate will likely give them the first flag of the game. I don't know what just happened. Talik caught in a little bit of Narnia there for a second, and an overextension from Usubeni pays off. They get the first flag. Did I watch Lucid video? I have not seen the video. Was it a good video? It's like a short video about the map updates for Sunday, right? Argyle and something else. We can take a look after Scrims. Can be confusing. Yeah, that's fine. I took it out. I got rid of it. I agree. See the AI scans in Observer? You can't see when players AI scan. I just have to assume that they did it. Awkward. Shooting the nades was good looks there. Gives Trippy the cleanup opportunity he needed. No, he's not going to find any more. Talik finds his way back into their tower. And this could be a pinch that leads to a flag pull. Especially if he cleans up Acid in the 1v1. I like the decision to immediately pivot and go window. He knows that he's one shot. He'll likely die to the player hiding a Mauler. And now it's up to Precision to try to find a way to get the cleanup. This is awkward. Trippy's farthest forward. That will be a return. Acid did really good work there, staying alive as long as he did and making it difficult for Talik to get the run. It's a dead flag now. I'll try again.
Enemy flag returned.
Something sounds different with my mic audio today. Chat, can you confirm? Because to me, I think it sounds the same. Anybody? Lucid's been scaring you with the marathon play? Why is it scaring you? Mike seems fine to me. Cannot confirm. Yeah, I don't know. Could just be my voice today, bro. Too much casting Halo. Kind of been doing this on a daily basis, huh? I love that rotate. Oh my god, right? He just skipped 2 fights with that G-slide, then connected it into the box somehow, got up on their stage before they even realized he was there. Precision now locking down spawners with the rockets and the bandit. And Descendant finds the third, leaving Break and Shot as a solo man in the bottom of tower. He is dead to rights. It is not just a flag cap. There's potential for 2 here. Descendant's got a lockdown on the spawners. In sword, keeping them off the snipe. Talik and Precision are alive. Ooh, that stagger. That's a big stagger. Yeah, it forces Precision forward to deal with Piggy. And that might make it tricky. Descendant does get his pick. Precision, he does not trade it. Trippy coming off his spawn here ends up dying with the sniper. That's not ideal. Leaving Descendant in a situation where he's going to have to bow out and play his life. Let's see what these guys can do off of the break. Yeah, with snipe control to answer. They took the enemy sniper that was Trippy's. The Breaking Shot just found the other one. He got a kill with it. Should go right to the arms of Breaking Shot. There's the cleanup. Good little teamwork scenario here for Jackson and Breaking Shot, occupying 2 snipes. You got to be so careful with how much you give in attempt to pull the flag, because then it comes right back at you with a counter. Jackson taking full advantage. Breaking Shot's got the other lane, right? So it's just a look at both sides of the map with 2 snipes in control as they cap the second flag and hold the map. Let's go, Cube. You don't want Marathon to take away from Halo? Lucid's goal this year is not to be a Halo streamer exclusively, right? He's trying to just do variety content, so I don't know. Let the man do what he wants to do. 2 bullets in the chamber. Nice attempt with the peek. He hits the body. With the team overlooking Trippy's shoulder, gets the guaranteed kill. Leaving Trippy with 1 shot. Yeah, I think it sounds the same. Oh, that was a quickly. Potential for a quickly right there. If he waited, what just happened? I'm lagging. Flag going to be pulled in this scenario 2. Trippy cleaning up the entire team. Descendant, doesn't matter what route he takes with this flag, that one is out of dodge. And it's just about getting the cutoff on the extend now. Trippy's got that covered. At least him and Precision will do that. Precision playing far back to ensure he's survives as long as possible. Acid might have some sort of a break on this. He will not. Trippy saves it. And they will plant that flag. Descendant looking for more. Once again, they got the flag cap, but look what they've given up in the process, right? They've given up OS, and they've likely given up rockets here too. And it could lead to an immediate counter and a game end. So you got to be so careful about these flag runs and how you kind of like micromanage the utility, not the ideal rocket. Terrible. That was, I mean, wow. Okay, not that it matters. Because they're still going to win the game.
Enemy captured your flag.
Wow.
Defeat.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some beautiful plays at Luminon. I think they just could not find a way to maintain control over the map when they were running flag. And every flag that they lost was, I think, a counter off their attempt to capture. And they outslayed, or pretty even, relatively even statistically, I guess. 74 accuracy. Is he on... I'm not sure if Precision is on PC, like a GIMP PC. There's a chance he is. Piggy was 70 accuracy in that game. These guys are shooting. And he's been competitive. I'd say so. 6-4, I think, is the Scrim score. As Usubeni come out with that CTF, and the Scrim gets interesting. Trippy's stream title is first ever Xbox Scrim. Yes, Trippy is on Xbox, yes. He's also streaming through the Xbox. It was on your end. Okay, cool. Jar reverb. I don't know. Yeah, I thought they did too. These matches are practice for the DreamHack $100,000 tournament in the end of March. Max, we got a tournament in the last weekend of March for 100K, essentially. And they're playing on Xbox because it's Xbox only. This is all practice. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Starving. We got a Lattice Oddball coming up. FPS going kind of crazy for some reason. Yeah, Phantom. Thank you, though. I don't think it matters.
Oddball.
The title's cleaner without it. I don't know. I feel like LVT have been killing it with their music recently. I gotta take a page out of their book and try using some of their songs. But Yeah, Halo music is goated.
Round 1. Ball incoming.
Chad, I'm gonna eat this for a second, if you don't mind.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Nope. Literally anything would be nice right now. Oh,
Enemy has the ball.
almost nasty. G-slide off it? Nice play. Just a protein bar. Not ideal, but I don't want to get up and
Ball
make
dropped.
food, you know? Oh my god.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Piggy might be able to make his way to that sniper. Yep. Good looks.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Good descendant?
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Thought descendant grabbed it. It was precision.
Enemy has the ball.
They're looking at different fights. I think Trippy could have helped his could have helped precision there, I think.
Enemy has the ball.
Or his teammate.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Enemy has the ball.
I
Ball
mean,
dropped.
as far as food is concerned,
Enemy has the ball.
protein bars aren't the most exciting. These style, brother. I need something real, you know? But this will hold me over for the next hour or something. And then we'll hop off and figure out dinner.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Oh. Man's got no space to work with, but somehow finds the face off a peak.
Enemy has the ball.
Piggy keeping
Ball
Talik busy. Now Talik gonna play keep away until Piggy can find the teammates he needs to
Enemy has the ball.
push this.
Ball dropped.
Some good work, though, with what he's got left here. Man's completely alone here. The action with the pinch. The survival at a Piggy. Not quite enough. You actually have that lockdown.
Enemy has the ball.
Solid distraction. Agent Stallion, no way.
Halo right there. That is just
Damn good Halo.
My God.
Let's freaking go, Agent. Thank you for the 5. Welcome, guys. QB, Johnny, Callie, Rungified,
That is
Ed
just
Dog.
good Halo right there. That is just damn
good
good
Halo.
Halo. My God.
That's a new gift there, Agent. How you doing, man? Thank you so much for the 5. Appreciate it, brother.
Enemy has the ball.
Damn
That
good
is
Halo.
just good Halo right there. That is just damn good Halo. My God.
Speaking of damn good Halo, Precision is 14-7, and he's holding the most ball time for anybody on his team. And soon the lobby, if he
That
can
is
pass
just good
Yag.
Halo right there. That is just damn good Halo. My
God.
God.
Can say that again.
Enemy team nearing victory.
His team doing the work in the meantime while he holds on to it. And this could be the last hold of the round here. Assuming Trippy can stay
Ball
alive.
dropped.
to send it down low, working for breaking shot here. Talik does get denied. 4v3. 3v3 as Precision finds his pick. Send it bottom mid will earn his. It's up to Trippy from up top. On the drop down, Jackson with a huge 5 to save it. And spawns in C nearby might actually be able to... might give the team an opportunity to keep the ball alive.
Enemy has the ball.
This is what I meant to say. They're doing it. Better than Nutrigrain bars. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. More protein.
Ball dropped.
Just chaos until they can find some control here. Asher trying to hold on to ice. He scoops up those sticky nades. Somebody chows him, but they all drop. That should be the round. Final 11 seconds. Descendant with ball. Spawns in blue. Trippy with the lockdown where he needs to be to get the pinch. And there's no real breathing room right now for Usubeni. That's a guaranteed round. Cooked. Good looks. Thank you, Agent. From Australia. Damn, that's dope. Welcome, man. Welcome. What time is it over there?
2. Ball.
Trippy POV as they take high ground off the open. While suppressing fire on acid. Do not dare peek. Something we often see for the red spawning team is a quick ball grab into a setup in red. Don't get to see that this time. I think part of the reason why is the crossfire at Luminon. Talik, huge 1v1 fight. That was a 4 dead. Talik spotting his opportunity. He'll play for sniper here. Blue spawns might be open. He's pre-nading just in case, right? The blue spawns are open. He's got thrust in the back pocket. Man's fully kitted up to destroy. We'll see what he puts together. Teammates get the cleanups. C spawns are open. Do not die for free to acid. As he keeps the ball in play here for the team. We'll see what Talik can do. Cool. That's the coverage. Thrust. Lives up. Acid is weak. Limited options. But he takes a corner. No way. Acid somehow finesses. And now he's got the snipe. And maybe a thrust if he comes back for it. But wow, he was alone there. Making it as difficult as possible for Talik and actually making things interesting inside of blue. Yikes. Yeah, you can say that. On one hand, it's a yikes. On the other hand, Acid just making good plays to choose the corner that he did, catch him off guard in efforts to stay alive. That snipe goes down again. Acid making sure he doesn't desperate for it, bait it initially. At least I think that's his mindset. Finding precision on the way here. They might be looking for a scrappy rotate out to C with their team spawning behind them in red here. I like the intention. There's a chance that sniper was picked up by Precision or a member of... Yep. A member of Luminon. And that might be a bane for Usubeni here if it's used wisely. Talik gonna try his hand again with this. Split spawn blue. Nicely done. Holy shit. Finally makes one count. Whiffs the rest. So important to be able to read and know when the spawns pop up and they split when you're putting pressure on C like that. Even now with Tower. Talik just trying to navigate the open spawn angles and win his fights. Pretty good scrappy Halo being played here. Ball dropped inside of blue. And with a numbers disadvantage, it might be an Usubeni setup with the way this goes. Piggy going to come out with advantage on this. Let's see, Acid right now is already pushed up to A boxes. Waiting for the chow. No sticky. Trade inbound, though. Jackson's got the QT for some freedom here. Breaking shot likely dead to rights. Or not. Nasty 1v1 on Trippy. Cuts the angle here, too. The nades will do the trick. And Jackson's still causing chaos with the QT. All while Piggy gets ball time. No freaking way, Vacant. Vacant card with the $27. $28 will round. Canadian, let's go. And Norton with the $5. Damn, together. You coordinated it. Repping Canada, saving Halo. Appreciate you, Bacon. Thank you for the 28. And Norton, thank you so much for the $5. You're both from Canada, huh? An hour behind, but big W on the stream with Eli. Great analysis with you, too. Gotten good at switching POVs. This is the way. Thank you, Norton. Thank you, man. You guys are both goats. Yeah, Eli definitely... You know, he opened up some ideas for sure, right? That was a lot of fun, having a second caster. Oh my god, they just got deleted. No play either on the sniper, so this could get dicey. Talik's had opportunities with this all game. Haven't seen a ton of brilliance out of him yet, but hoping that changes. Got breaking shot trapped here too. Let's go. I'm a hard on both. Y'all the goats. Appreciate you both. Actually, the OBJ man here. I don't know why Bound, Stellar, Yax, and Eco aren't a team. That's actually not a bad idea. But, you know, Sirion, with his playstyle, his speed of play, I understand why he landed where he did. Maybe it's just a matter of time till they figure it out, you know? But yeah, Jackson has been a standout this season. And he's doing a lot for the team with the oddball for sure, but I think it's also just kind of situational, right? Like Yak right now, as the left perimeter player, he's going to, you know, play his role trying to hold down the setup for the team. This breaking shot earns the last few seconds with the ball. Piggy diving out, cleaning up his kill here too. Breaking shot just navigating angles, precision dead to rights. That might be the round. If he can get it safely in blue, Talik's behind him. It's a chaotic scenario here. And I kind of like this play, right? Do anything you can, just cut angles. Force them out into the open in the sightline of Usubeni. They're going to win off that. No freaking way. Piggy just making it work in a brutal-looking scenario. Best thing he can do is just force the enemy out into the open center of the map and cut as many angles as possible. So, good looks. Tied game of ball in the series. The scrim is pretty close to being tied as well, chat. They're currently on game 11. It's 6-4. They win this. We got a hell of a competitive scrim. Breaking shot with an opening double and some footwork from down low. Precision going to find him, though, before that man gets a little too hot. That ball pickup will give Acid the timing he needs to not only get the kill, but a snipe rotate, so we could see our Mexico talent frying off the open of this one. I think he must love this map. Why? Yep, no need to die for free. Oh, what? Okay. Unnecessary, but disgusting. 3? His team is there, and he re-chow, like jump thrust chow, hits the no-scope just because he's a god. Ball rotate too. He's doing it all. Acid. He's like, let me freaking hold the... Put you all in the backpack for a second. Let me cook. Still got 2 shots. One into precision. Ooh, and he goes for a bit of a chase there. Well, they collapse. Talik will get the final bullet. And Luminon might come up with some ball time here, despite the plays out of Acid. Only 14 seconds, so not going to take too long to bring this one back. I'm the only one who saw Acid just do that.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
27 for precision. He does die top mid, but he must be doing something incredible if he's got nearly a 30 bomb in comparison to the team. Trippy descended working off each other's angles in the meantime to hold on to ball control. There goes Acid. Make it 2. Good snap. And the Xbox not looking so bad on Trippy's POV, right? He seems comfortable already. So much for first Xbox scrim. Some cross-map damage to Jackson here too, and that's all a bait for Descendant, who works off the angle wisely. Trippy Descendant a little back and forth. One player got through from behind. It's Piggy. And Piggy off that flank might spawn his team nearby if he kills this one more. Yep. What a stick! Insane stick from down low from Talik. Confirms a trade in the bad scenario, so now the ball is baitable at ice. Okay, it's chaotic. All player, not quite, but almost everybody, I think, is either on Xbox or on a gimped PC. Ooh, I like that bang. Kind of a cool way to line up nades straight to that doorway of red with some safety from crouch position. Descendant coming out with a 5 to trade it. Jackson's the one with the ball in the back of the map in the meantime. And breaking shot fighting a war in center map with a star. Looking for 2. Making a double. Looking for 3. Not the beatdown he was hoping for, but damage done, and it's an easy cleanup for Acid, who keeps the oddball alive. We got a chaotic game in this one. No real dominant team in the setup. Lucid returns. Do you think he takes Talik's spot? I think initially that was the game plan, but with Talik's performance and the time they spend together, you start to wonder, you know, like who would be the best person to replace. This whole team is pretty nasty. Especially precision right now. Man's got 33. I think there's no replacing this guy. That's for sure. 33, 11, and 25. Consistent top slayer. Damage dealer. And highest accuracy, I'd say, on this team. Having a game. Gets shut down by teamwork there, though. Descendant's turn. Snipe collected. Body secured. And we picked a good time to rotate over to him. 6 more shots. 5 more shots. A little uppercut to Jackson. Wasn't a headshot, but did the damage. Spawners in blue here, and Descendant's got a line on it.
Enemy has the ball.
There's a spawn right behind that staircase that he's just trying to keep tabs on. Trippy spawning beside.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Descendant might be an indication that this bottom mid
Ball
route
dropped.
is being hit.
Enemy has the ball.
Ooh, reaction. Can he take advantage? Trying to get out of dodge for Trippy with the bank nade here. Hits the body. Nasty attempt, but Trippy gonna come out with it. No time to grab the snipe. Just a series of trades, all while ball time goes in the favor of Luminon. So this is good looks for Luminon here as they pull away heavy. That snipe is still sitting down on the floor, and I don't think
Ball
Precision's
dropped.
side.
Enemy has the
Unless he
ball.
wants to give somebody else a turn.
Ball dropped.
Doesn't seem to need it to get kills. There, it's in front of him. Okay, navigating angles. QT for the double. They're just going to leave it on the ground, because why the hell not? Unless Descendant got it? Or I don't even... Trippy has it.
The ball.
After all that, Precision looking for a 40 bomb. Now he's got the ball. And Trippy with the final bullet to secure the win of the game. Whew. Not competing yet, still playing Halo is crazy. Wait, who's not competing yet, still playing Halo? What do you mean? Everybody in this lobby is competing. That's a win. Wow. Precision with a near 40 bomb. Safe to say he was a huge impact in the tail end of that. And that sniper control, too. Yeah. Mr. Do It All. ABG beat Breaking Shot today with the challenge in Arena. Like, no way he beat Breaking Shot without shooting his gun. No way. Did Breaking Shot have like a horrible team? Like, what happened? 9,000 damage here, the most damage in the lobby for Precision. So yeah, read him and weep with the statistics, right? Nearly the most ball time on the team, just behind Talik. Is Ethan on Xbox? Jackson is curious because Precision's going insane, bro. Near 70% accuracy, most damage in the lobby, most kills in the lobby, 15.3 KDA. And he's on an Xbox. He's on an Xbox. Holy shit. Good looks, man. Just says, yeah. Fucking max aura on that response from Precision. Apparently, he's a god. 7-4 is the Scrim score, chat. I believe. Hopefully, I'm correct with that. Scoring. I don't know if they played any Slayers. I might be wrong with that. Because this should be the final game in OBJ. Moving fast as fuck. Damn. Jackson with the gas. Love to see it. Let's check Halo data high real quick.
King of the Hill.
Xbox maxing. Yeah. Just bog the entire lobby, bro. Okay, I think it's 6-4, chat. I think it's 6-4. I think I might have made a mistake. This is game 11, game 11. And if they win this, they might win the Scrim. It depends on whether or not the pros want to play at Slayer. That's a good way to get the snipe off the open. Little 5-shot for Yak. And a snipe collected. Talik is the POV to watch off the open strat. Got stuck with ads, but yeah, he went in chat and said, like, it's over. Must be an off day. Is he on the box? Wait, who said that? Who went in chat? So Precision is on the Xbox, apparently, according to Xbox chat. A little hi-ya. That was nice. Dodges any potential nade damage. Keeps the snipe alive here. Half progress on the hill. Not sure about the camo control. Not that it matters. Everyone's getting peeled by Talik. Now he's looking final. Hasho dares to chow. Little early D-scope on him. I'm going to make the assumption that somebody on Luminon has camo control. Not concerned with it at the moment. Because Talik is on frickin' fire. 5-0. 6-0. Live this! Oh, would have been insane. If Precision was just a second earlier, right? He does have the camo and does get the final kill. But that could have been a nasty triple or at least survival out of Talik for a potential frenzy off the open. It's a hell of a way to start the game and potentially end the scrim here for Luminon. Has a Series X. It seems to be good enough for competition, right? Like, having watched enough of these pros this week on the Series X, like, yes, there are disadvantages, but a pro is a pro for a reason, right? Like, these guys navigate it as if they're on high-powered PCs. They look excellent. You know, I'm not noticing too many differences just as far as raw playmaking ability in these lobbies. Everybody can definitely fry. Good little round of slays for once here on the side of Usubeni, so they will get out with a little bout of control. Spawn's open in B. Important to read if they got a beat on it as it's farthest forward. See what he can do. He's overwhelmed. Sidestepping some nades by walking forward. It's a good way to dodge the nade. Almost lived that too. Good attempt, but no kills. And this is a sticky situation now for Usubeni. We'll try to force trades in this situation. Yaxon and Breaking Shot holding hands. I love how they're playing this. They're so close together that it's going to be very hard. It's like fighting like 2-in-1, essentially, right? They really work hard to guarantee any potential trades. That camo might have been collected in the meantime, though. I'm not sure where it is. Whether or not it was burned. I was so preoccupied with them doubled up on tower that I don't know if anyone got camo. Only ever played Infinite on a Series X. Used to play a lot. You hit Onyx just fine. Yeah, getting Onyx is not an issue. I think it's more about, like, when you're in a pro lobby of players on PC versus a pro lobby of Xbox, you know, like at the highest level where things really, really start to count. You know, every micro component of the game is so important. But if you're just trying to be like a high-level Onyx, it's very achievable on Xbox. Looking like hill control here with 5 bullets. What advantages? The biggest disadvantage is the latency, input latency. Xbox has noticeable input latency over PC. PC has a lot of like benefits to lower input latency and make your aim and your movement feel more responsive. So in theory, if two guys went head-to-head, like a fraction of a second faster, one player would react than the other, I guess, just based off of input latency. Or it would lead to, like, better aim tracking and aim control, essentially. But once you get used to playing on Xbox with the delay, you can get pretty comfortable and nasty with it regardless, right? Acid also on an Xbox here. So I think you acclimate to the input delay and you sort of don't notice it anymore, you know? So it's like, it's an advantage, but it's not a massive one. Only in like a pro scenario when you're going up against 4 PCs do you really want to make sure you got something of the same caliber. Just trying to do something fancy. Man is alone in that scenario. Everybody's fighting different targets, and now Acid is the last, or I guess the first spawner in this scenario, realizes, yeah, I'm going to back up and wait for Piggy. It's time to hold the hill here for Trippy. Somebody might have a snipe on board on Luminon. Don't see it. I don't like that they turned their backs here at the same time, though, because they didn't see the rotate. Yeah, that was ugly, right? They both left the angle on the left together and turned their backs and didn't see Big Door. So, like, you need to make sure you're complimenting your teammates' sight lines, right? That little lapse in judgment, like, they lost their visual and then completely got decimated from behind. So, I don't know. Just indecisiveness, I think, on control there with the hill, leading to a temporary breakdown, but they might still be able to confirm it if precision makes plays. Breaking Shot smells the camo. Yeah. Doesn't get the kill, though. Is it Riku? Riku, I think. Thank you for the follow, man. Welcome. Looking for the final scrappy seconds on this one with precision as the core defender. And they'll go off successfully. In theory, Mouse is better. Yeah, I mean, like, Mouse is you know, even more responsive and more precise, but then you don't see people playing on Mouse too often in Halo, just considering the game's been controller dominant for years. And, you know, aim assist is ideal. But yeah, you know, in the end of the day, it's more about what you are accustomed to than constantly upgrading and upgrading and upgrading the setup, you know? Like, you gotta just pick your one thing and maximize it. Senna's got a good pinch on this. Putting Usubeni in a blender. Yep, they're currently locking down back B. The ideal setup for this hill, tower to back B, ensures spawns back A. Precision to the left there is a good indication that the hit is coming from the right side, so Trippy quickly pivots to join the fight.
Enemy team took the hill.
You see a teammate spawn in dummies like that, and they're probably not already in cuts, right? Like they're probably either far back on the map in A, or hitting the right lane. Trippy whiffing the jump here. But yeah, just trying to keep some coverage alive. They lost some numbers. Spawns are going to split to the left here. As long as Trippy stays behind the team, he's got options. Dead. Nicely done, right? 4 dead. Map control, Descendant far forward. Pressuring them the moment they pop up off a spawn, so they feel like they can't even breathe. And I mean, this is ideal for Luminon.
Enemy
Everybody's just kind of
about to
roaming
score.
at the moment. Until we see some sort of a stagger, Usubeni continue to stay in the blender. 3v2. Jackson does find a trade. Descendant out on the map here looking for
Enemy team scored.
any cleanup he can pull off.
Incoming.
They want tower control still for this hill for top mid. Camo's the double dilemma, though. I like this flank, right? Into Keydor. His teammates behind him will be tower to support. And now Descendants in a very valuable position. So good looks out of him to find his time and to go key. And get behind enemy lines. Jackson avoids the angle. And now Descendant, not sure about the timing that he left the Keydor, right? Jackson coming out with the camo control and Descendant in the blender off that timing. Might lead to tower control. 1:40 left in this game. It's not
Enemy team
impossible.
took the hill.
But uphill battle for Usubeni. Don't die to this. Oh, awkward. Jackson thought he had an isolated angle, but from the nest, he gets cleaned up. And maybe he just kind of stood a little too still for too long. Trying to clean up that kill. Yeah, losing a big camo and an opportunity. Acid getting stuck here top mid. Breaking shot now, last survivor. Can they anchor the spawns to C? That's the biggest question.
Enemy team took the hill.
So then they can kind of refill the hill from an advantage state here. So right now, Piggy is at C, which is important. Giving Breaking Shot the flexibility to play forward in front of the hill.
Enemy team took
Oh, the footwork! Talik absolutely finesses. The 5-shot with the sprint strafe. And then he takes A as his team takes tower, forcing B spawn, so they're in the blender. This might be GG's. They could play time. I don't think playing time would be a bad idea here, to be honest. Just to make it almost impossible for the next hill. But they have such a comfortable setup that they're opting to just hold it with hill control. Probably going to get out of dodge. They'll lose their coverage at A. In the meantime,
enemy team nearing
an
victory.
opportunity to press the hill opens up. Trippy going to get overwhelmed
Team took the
as he
hill.
jumps out of this. Acid very quick to grab the snipe and rotate. And a sliver away to cap it. Make a play. Uh-oh, he's in the... No! He didn't clear tower. A fatal error that might have lost him the game. He didn't, like, have timing, right? And that player in tower is hiding in top tower, not exposing their position. So Acid just wraps without clearing it, gets peeked on, and then dies. And that chap might be the Scrim. We shall see. We have Slayer left if they do play it. The song choice, though. 7-4 is what I'm seeing right now. Acid gotta go. Okay. Fun Scrim? Was a god on the box, yeah. Kind of crazy. Precision with a good looking Scrim for sure. Talik with 23 in that final game though. 72 accuracy. Maintaining over 70% accuracy on Xbox is pretty crazy. Tippable for sure. Look at the stats in the entire Scrim. Credit to Halo Data Hive. Or at least what they've got covered. I think they have them all. 236 kills. I mean, look at his kill stats in comparison to the lobby, right? Precision head and shoulders above the lobby. My God. About what? 40 kills beyond the rest of Acid in second here. 89 assists as well. 196 deaths. 64k damage. The highest damage in the lobby. Highest KDA. Or KD. Not KDA. Trippy coming out with that. Good looks. At 70 accuracy on average. Wow. Holy shit. That's a hell of a freaking scrim for precision. He keeps that up, and Luminon are going to be looking good come DreamHack. Fun scrim, though, chat. How would I describe the pros and cons of max sensitivity versus default or lower sense? It depends on, like, what kind of controller you're playing with and what you can control as well. Like, max sensitivity gives you a lot of flexibility over how you want to shoot things, right? Like, the damage you can deal is crazy. You can look at so many different targets so quickly. But controlling it is the challenge, right? Over flicking and missing your shots is very easy. You need to have an insane amount of skill to control it, right? And ideally, a controller that, you know, is low latency so that it's easier to control. What was the stat at the top? $236 kills for precision? Like head and shoulders above the rest of the lobby? Pretty crazy. I haven't watched Lucid's vid. You want to? We'll do that. Let's do Lucid's vid real quick, chat.
Welcome, everybody.
Scroll up. You talking about this picture? Bro, come on, chill. Or you mean the kill stat? It was above that? Bro, I mean, this guy. 1-7. Wait, holy shit, right? 100 kill advantage from Luminon in the end of that scrim, which is pretty crazy. 20k damage advantage. You know, good looks overall for Luminon. Solid scrim. Usubeni doing good work with OBJ efficiency despite being outslayed like that, right? Winning 4 games out of 7. Or winning 4 out of 11, sorry. Is that what you wanted me to see, or what? Okay.
Back to the channel.
So he made updates to some maps, I believe, for the Lucid settings, and there's a tournament this Sunday as well, so curious to see if this is part of it.
Today, we're going to try and blast through a quick update on some of the new additions to the EVO settings and maps. Coming to this next Sunday's tournament, upcoming Sunday, just in a couple days. So, partnered up again with LVT. We are going to be running a Swiss bracket, best of 3s, as well as a double elim champ bracket with a $1,000 prize pool and 3rd place finish, receiving some GameSir controllers. So if you guys are interested in participating, there will be a link in the description for the sign up just below the video. Now on to the changes. All right, to begin with, we are bringing back Argyle. And we're just going to jump right into and rapid fire off these changes. So the sniper ammo has been reduced to 4 bullets each.
That's fair.
As well as spawning more frequently every 2 minutes. This is again to kind of reel in the double snipe meta that we've had on a lot of these maps. Argyle is still included with a little bit too much consistent dominance off of 1 snipe spawn. So the sniper should still be very frequent, just a little bit less impact in the gameplay loop of the flags.
Yeah, same thing he did with Forbidden as well, right? I like the fact that he increased or lowered the spawn timer for it, so you see it more often, and then the one player that has it can, doesn't dominate quite as much. More people have opportunities to make plays with snipe, which is cool.
The grapple charges have also been reduced to 2 from 3.
2 grapples.
There are also some updated ammo counts and rifles added around the maps.
Cool.
There's a bandit.
Carbine goes crazy on this map, though. Low key, right? Like, this is such a long-range map, so a weapon like the carbine, I think, will work well, like, nicely here.
Top base.
Changes the meta.
Carbine, bottom of the base. Commandos are still up in their original locations. Pistols are still out on the maps. There are no more needlers in the tunnel portion below.
Nobody used them anyway. It was like low-key GA. There were needlers that sat here, and nobody touched them.
Below, leading to bottom mid. As well as for the new content added to the map, there are now new paths opened up, such as the screens jump up.
I like this.
I guess I'll call it for now. The screens jump up is now an available route from the long haul, allowing you to just kind of mix up your approach getting into the base or out of the base realistically, just to kind of break up the one-way single lane route that we have typically in these maps.
And really cool for things like flag runs as well. If you don't want to be committed to the one lane that you're on, you might be able to pivot with the flag in some way and just keep the flag alive. There's just more finesse, more outplay and opportunity in the alley. So good double
as well as the addition of some new jump ups from the basement to snipe elbow and vice versa. You can jump from the snipe elbow.
Oh, you added something to it.
So
I saw the original version of this jump where this thing wasn't here and it was just this piece on the left. And you would have to like walk off late jump and clamber it. It was insane looking. Like you risk your life and it looked very challenging. Lucid, would hit it sometimes and then fall off the map sometimes. This makes it easier, but still risky. So I like that he kind of modified it to make it more accessible without it, without fully removing the risk.
Ledges to wrap around, very risky, high risk, high reward.
Oh, and now you can drop it from above as well. That completely changes the access to the base, right? Like now I can low-key back off from the bridge if I'm in a fight with somebody, drop down low, and then take a different route or come back to the bridge. People might milk that for the record. They might drop bridge, drop wall, and then jump back or hide there, right? Like it's one spot on the map that has very limited sightlines on it. It's going to be very hard to peel somebody off of that spot when they're hiding there. So one thing to keep in mind is like as nice as skill jumps are, they can turn into real power positions and abusable locations depending on how they're used, right?
Or I would say from both ends. If you're stuck
Tutorial,
in your...
These are just updates that Lucid added to Argyle and I think the rig interference that he's explaining that will be in his tournament over the weekend. So I'm just curious to see if somebody abuses that spot.
Base and you want to try to break out, or if you're coming in from the elbow and you want some sort of approach, you can just take the chance. That is also an option. And finally, there is the extension of the bridge from what I call E2 that allows you to make the jump to the route to back flag.
Very nice.
All this is to curb the reliance on the snipers on the map to kind of create more of a natural flow, I think, is the goal here of just actual motion without the need of a sniper or the need of a grapple to actually get these flag pulls going.
Lucid, yeah.
Is how we're going to test this out. So 3 flag will be played on the map, just like usual, and we'll have that back in. All right, moving on.
And kind of lessens the need for equipment as well, because some of the jumps that they were pulling off were things that were exclusive to equipment, like the grapple or the repulse previously. So not just the snipers, but yeah, less need for the equipment to make plays.
On to interference. First, I want to shout out the original creator, Astro, for adding some extra routes and updating the aesthetics of this version of interference. It is not a one-to-one of what we used to play on.
It's new now.
For example, there is now a drop down from the inside of the bunker to the A stronghold. There is a new route being added to wrap from the bunker to E1, as well as a new route from the carbine platform to the C stronghold. One other
interesting thing about those is it gives you earlier G slides to faster rotate out of those vulnerable areas as well, right? With the way that that's set up, and cover to get out of a spawn collapse.
Small adjustment to the bottom of the nest was an added corner to play your life in case you're getting blasted by nades, or you're ratting it up. Bottom nest. There's also been a few new standard weapon additions around the map. Plasma pistol is on the barrel spawn. Sniper is back out on the nest platform, as well as some thrusts added to open field and top tower locations to add the H5 feel back into it. Strongholds and Hill will both be played on this map. So Classic Hill is back, and all of this is with the goal of bringing a more higher intensity and comeback potential actually being allowed in the hill itself. It actually allows for more flow and I would say movement on the map compared to current version Infinite that we've been playing for 3 years, being very standoffish, being very lockdown heavy, and ending in 2-1, 3-2 plays, hardly ever getting to the actual end point of 4 points. The rotation cycle every 60 seconds, just like Classic, and the score to win will actually be set to about 200 points for now. The timer will stop while you stand in it, just like current version Hill, as well as when the hill is rotating, the timer will still stop on top of that as well. This actually will allow for some crazy comebacks and down to the wire, nail-biting, I think, intensity games where even though you're down, if you're down 60 points, you can make it back with one good last hill rotation.
Is that just the usual King of the Hill settings?
It actually forces people to move on the map. again,
Right?
not
I don't-
resulting in Slayers.
don't think he
Oh, I
changed
almost
anything.
forgot one last detail as well is the strafe acceleration change that I have made to put it
Oh,
back
shit.
closer to the original feel of what Halo Infinite had before we had that nerfed in
So he sped up strafe acceleration again. He said bring it close to the original feel, so it sounds like it might not be identical to what it was previously. But we're going to have a faster strafe now. Interesting.
the 4th year of the game. So we are going back to that strafe acceleration feel with the BRs in this upcoming tournament.
Cool.
So that covers the quick recap of some additions and new things coming to the EVO settings for this weekend's tournament. I hope to see you guys actually participating. Again, link is going to be down below. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And if you guys aren't playing,
Instead of capping the hill, just by stepping in it, you accumulate points
hopefully you're tuning
without having to cap it, you're saying, just by towing it for 1 second. But then it also pauses the timer when you're standing inside it too. Interesting. Okay, my bad. I missed that part.
in, watching the streams on my own channel or LBT as well. Shout out to them for helping put this all together. I'll see you guys out there.
Cool. Fun. Yeah. I mean, looking forward to checking it out. I do think that when you get to the conversation of like modifying movement speed and things like that, then it really starts to like deviate from what Halo Infinite is right now, you know, and it gets harder and harder to like imagine it ever. Obviously he's just kind of doing his own thing and just kind of having fun with it regardless, you know, like there's no expectation that it's going to end up being a ranked playlist or end up being the next competitive settings. I don't know, but VR starts a bit of a turnoff. I think it's weird, right? Because for some people it's like a big W and it's a reason to come back and play the game. And for other people it's a turnoff. So it's hard. You can't please everybody by making the change. But some creative ideas. I think that rig map looks like a completely different freaking map now. So curious to see how that plays. And Argyle's fun. I miss Argyle, you know? So 2 snipers in play, faster spawn time. Should be a good tournament. It really also depends on who signs up and what type of competition we see, right? He said it was that Swiss format again as well. It could be a very long day of Halo. I had fun watching it last time, so I do plan to tune in and watch it as well. This time, I just wonder if we're gonna see the same kind of, you know, with the Swiss format, you get a very long day, sometimes long breaks in between. So I'm hoping that's not the case, and we just get like steady Halo action. For the BR, you pick it up on maps every chance you get. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, some people love the BR, and then some. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like there's a divisive kind of like Lucid is a big BR fan, but then you ask a different Halo Pro, and they'll say keep it the way it is. You know, what they want the Bandit. Yeah, pretty neat, though. All right, chat. It is 8 p.m. I'm going to get some dinner. I think I'm done for the day. Last Shot is live. I don't see any POVs from the Scrim. I would raid one of them. But what I might do, I think, is send it to Last Shot. Thank y'all for hanging out today. I think it was pretty fun having Eli join us. And it'd be cool to have him again, and then other commentators and whatnot come by and, you know, have a fun time with the Scrims. It's a different vibe, you know? Hopefully you guys appreciate it.
This is the way.
No problem, Mystic.
This is the way.
Skills, thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome.
This is the way.
He's back. Just started playing again because you heard the BR was coming back? Ah, fair. Yeah, I mean, it's not really coming back, right? Like, it's like Lucid has its own settings, and he's got tournaments. You can play with it there, but outside of that, just the typical settings, you know what I mean? But yeah, definitely sign up for the Lucid event. I'm not sure if that's something that's like still open to signups. I would go to his YouTube video and check the description for any details on where to sign up. Have a good one, Attacker. No problem. Thank you, guys. Fun day today. Keep the grind going. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to watch some COD or what I'm going to do tomorrow. So stay tuned. But Sunday, we got the Lucid thing for sure. Okay, 90 viewers over the Last Shot. Much love, guys. See you soon. VR can easily challenge snipe. Yeah, I guess like long range, right? Long range is the biggest issue with it.
Holy shit, these guys are the best. Whoa!